with the power like Big Chuck.
What's the status, Stream?
I'm good, just making the world a better place, that's all.
Hurricane 313. Hurricane 313.
God of storms. Riding out in this bitch. All you haters ain't shit. Hit it with fast lyrics, slow lyrics. These bullets don't miss. But y'all worry about vibes. I worry about rhymes. So I gotta go round and tone it down. I think I'm losing my mind. So I'm about to go ham. Say motherfucker 1,000 times. When I said me with 1,000 eyes. Been prophesized that I'm organize a revolution, never ride for life. 5 eyes, done homicide. Every give a bit official, gonna motherfucker die to die. Y'all think I'm out of mind, but I'm the god of storms. I do this shit all the time. God of storms. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the god of storms. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the god of storms. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. All praise to the god of storms. Bow down to the. Bow down to the.
Hurricane 3.
Bow down to the. Bow down to the god of storm. Turn to devastate. Time to go faster but pump the brakes. Going at a pace you would never trace. Here come the impact you would never brace. Better vacate from the pace, okay? The bay got my AK by the straight today. Revolutionary lyrics that'll pave the way. For a rebel stuff through best spray your face. D-Day, replicate. They gotta kill the government to manipulate. I'm pulling out like hidden blade. Walking up on that fair, this go get a slip today. Little revolution is the way, but niggas is scared. Grab the gun, I'm getting prepared. All you haters, you better be red. Get prepared to the storm right here. God of storms. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the god of storms. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the god of storms. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. All praise to the god of storms. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Time to be the spark of the frankincense. We the this bitch with no frankincense. Revolutionary of the day commits. So we going all out before the day is spent. They got Billy Jones as a paper clip. They watching everything on some major shit. They poison water, poison food, chemtrails in the air, they spraying shit. CDC, they making shit. Black Rock Pelletier, they taking shit. Tell us in the middle, biggest to the great abyss. I'm the great hurricane, take a state to miss. Time to rise up and raise the fist. Who bullet with me? Let's take a trip. Shooting at the government and make a flip. Bitch, time to fill the world with amazing hits. God of storms. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the god of storms. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the god of storms. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. All praise to the god of storms.
Man's going fucking in on that one.
Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the god of storms. Bow down to the.
Planetary and all that. How you doing, Charles? Good, but what up, bro?
You came yesterday, right when I was closing up. I think.
Yeah.
I think
At
I
the wrong-
even left.
At least I got the door open
left,
for you.
what's his name? I think Naga didn't even know I was closing down. I don't know. I just closed it up.
Hey, it happens, right? That's yeah. Was that hurricane going in like that?
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Okay, yeah, he's proper then. Yeah. Told him.
About to this guy I was listening to was talking about Greenland, and now all these people want to talk about
I'm sure you
Greenland.
see me on the motherfucking shit. And yeah, they're talking about, oh, we're gonna take Canada and Greenland and all this fucking.
Well, they're saying dragons are waking up. Not the government, but people are funny, man. Now all of a sudden they're on a dragon tip. And some dude, he was from America, was talking about Greenland. He said from Minnesota upward, everyone lost their ice cap from the little ice age except Greenland, which is a crock of shit.
What a fucking nice cappuccino.
Because I'm gonna show a map by what's his name? Monty there, Urbano Monty. My favorite map. Which they call this guy, he didn't know what he was doing, but he was a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a well-known map maker, but the guy didn't know what he was doing. Come on.
Well, there's a guy over here. They mapped like a quarter of North America. The Bancroft guy. I'm like, what the fuck? Apparently, right? Like, was I there? No, I was just listening to what people were saying.
Yeah, I'm gonna prove that wrong. That this map's from 1550
Saying
something.
Hurricane Comedy said Greenland has a shitload of resources. There's some shit. Why are you censoring yourself? That came out in the news. People are
Oh,
seeing
'cause they won't let him
shapeshifters
put it up.
transform.
They won't
They
let him
call it
put it up.
dragon face syndrome. First it was demon face. Maybe it's text to speech or something, but it's fucking weird.
Come up, Hurricane, if you got time. I don't know if you
Yeah,
gotta
hurry up,
work.
man. Oh, Hurricane Whip it.
I gotta finish
You
my
know with the
verse.
Hurricane Whip with the fucking pirates?
Just start recording some of these verses for freestyles. Even though they should be freestyles. Not freestyle. I mean freestyles. Freestyle.
Can I show
I
you my
got that.
friends that make music over here, Charles, or what?
After I'm done with this, you gotta wait a while.
All
You
right.
gotta wait like 7 hours. I won't be
7
long.
hours.
Oh, come on. Don't. I was about to say. Here
Hey,
we
fuck
go.
off. What if I screen share for you and I'll play whatever link you like to play? Would that be easier?
No,
Why wouldn't it?
because I need to control the controller.
Buddy, I'll do whatever the fuck you need to fucking do it.
Have patience.
Instead of play,
Patience is a virtue. Damn,
I
where the
know
fuck?
patience is definitely a virtue.
Alright, here we go.
It'll make it a lot easier on you if you like. You know? The man
What's
says
up, Eyes
salute,
Wide
eyes
Shut?
wide shut. You ever seen that movie?
I wonder what happened to ODD TV, man. He don't put no music out no more. He just like became a Christian, went backwards, he moonwalked. He was going ahead, but that's his decision. I'm not down on him, you know. But to
Why are you
me, he
moonwalking?
moonwalked backwards. Yeah, because he went
What are you,
back into
Michael fucking Jackson?
religion. Nah, I mean, I think a lot of these people, you know, oh, no. I'm like, how did I enter the chat? I'm bugging. Hold on.
I mean, welcome back, bro. Hit the wrong button, yeah? Buddy, yeah, I'll fucking play. This is the Hidden America. Might as well. You know. Want to look into the Hidden America? Have you seen? Has Buddy dropped anything yet? You have to unmute yourself.
Yeah, that would work, right? I'm all talking to myself. The only thing he dropped was some post saying he's sorry for taking so long or some shit. I was shocked. 'Cause he was on a roll for a while. Every day he was putting something out. I don't know why my background just disappear. Just because I switch over.
Fucking no, man.
Oh,
It's like yeah, it's a studio and shit. You got
okay. I hope and pray this works.
hope and pray. Yours human. Yeah, it's working. I think. Buddy, if you want, I'll just pull up. I can do it quick, and like my shit. I have a good internet in there. So if you need something, pull it up. I'll show you. Whatever you want.
Oh, that's you? I thought it was someone else coming.
Yeah, it's another cage in there, but I have a screen share going if you want to add that up. And then you can drop any link in the back, and I'll play it for you. All right, real quick. What are you looking at? Huh. When you're done, I'm gonna show you my friends over here from the city and shit, and their music and that. They get crazy amounts of views. What's going on your end, bro?
They took.
Your shit's glitching, bro. This is what happens. When you try showing stuff, no one can hear you after because you glitch the fuck out, man.
Elbanov.
Maggot, your fucking shit is not connected, bro.
Who's Maggot?
It's on my end in that. Yeah, buddy, it says device is not connected. I'll be back, bro.
Shit, honestly, the god of storms tracks right now. That revolutionary music. I start loading firepower to that shit. Yeah, I be talking to the bullets like, yeah, they're gonna get it now. This one's for you. You know, people fucking psychos. Not true. So this is Greenland. I don't see any ice here. Working out. Let me stop touching the mouse. There's a lot of cities here in Greenland in this map. There's about 6 of them. Very interesting here. I think that's Greenland. Maybe not. Yeah. If anyone wants Tommy Green, if anyone watched Tommy Green documentary, I don't know why I wanted to say discography, but he makes a point here with this map that I've seen times. There's no ice. And I've said a million times that the tip of South America is the land of fuego, which is a fire. And the reason why I know that, because when I would, I had friends that were Puerto Rican, and they'd be like, fuego, fuego. And cold is frio. Anyway, I know I sound retarded when I say it, but hey, that's what happens when a German tries to speak Spanish. And now I think these lands that go all the way around, I think there were tribes on these lands. I think there were a bunch of giant people, animals, all sorts of dope shit, pyramids, you name it, and they got wiped out. Now there's probably ice and snow, but I don't think there's ice and snow all the way around. And I also think he made a good point of Australia isn't shown on this map, but it is, because Australia it still is a part of Antarctica. That's why older maps called it something Australia's. Terra del Fuego. Now this might be where people see red stuff coming out. They're saying the earth is bleeding, Mother Gaia. She has red rivers. Now, that could be from high contents of red mercury. Who knows? They're underground, and that's what is coming out, all these toxins. I don't know what it is, but I know one thing. We're being kept in this area by the Lord of the Rings. And if we want to leave, we might have to go to war with a warship, and that's not going to be easy. You don't want to fuck around with these Navy ships. Anyone ever see them guns on the Navy ship? My grandfather was on a Navy ship. Battleship. He used to always... And that bitch had some huge guns. But now, they got these, I don't know what to call them, but they spit thousands of rounds in a second, man. That shit will annihilate you in like 2.2 seconds, probably quicker than that. One bullet will chop you in half. If that boat pulls up to my little boat, I'm jumping in the water. Fuck that. Still get torn up. Anyway. Peace to Tone Judah. Yeah, Tommy, man, and peace to Yahweh. If Tommy fucking goes out there on his boat, man, more power to him. I wouldn't mind going, but we got to know a route to get around these fucking Navy people. They're gun-ho, man. You know, a lot of people that go into the military want to kill. It's just the facts. So they just be waiting for the opportunity to light someone up, just like the cops. And another thing about the cops I've talked about, what do you think was going on in the military in the Middle East? They had little cities that looked like the U.S., a little place where they would train. A lot of these soldiers come home and became cops. They already got training. I think personally, a lot of these cops were trained in the military. And I wish I could find that video that I seen where the soldiers were training in the desert to go door to door and disarm America. Yeah, that's why you got so many rats nowadays. They put on the TV, call if you see something. Yeah, I can't stand America anymore. You got a bunch of dummies, right, that say guns kill, but they're pro-abortion. Like, these people are fucking retarded, man. America has become retarded. Retarded. These people are so retarded, they're the type to run on ice with their finger on the trigger. Anyway, back to this map. So why would he draw that if he didn't see that? cities America. Chuche. What the fuck's a chuche? Right here. Grenada. Oh. And this shit moves slow as hell, man. Damn, is the link down there? Trying to erase some of these pictures. Yo, this shit takes forever to erase a fucking picture. Yo, I could take a nap and this shit still won't be done. Dresden, Germany. Look at this shit. This is Germany and before the war, 1890s. What do y'all think about giants? Look at these people. This cat farts, yo. Those people down there are fucked. Chicago. This shit looks fake. And it's not even showing the fucking pictures? Damn. What a retard I am, huh? Jeez. I'm over here looking at pictures. Something told me, go check.
In the cupboard?
What? This one? I don't know. You
What's
asked.
up, Max?
That's cupboard. Hey. Hey, did you get that email I sent you?
Oh yeah, I forgot. I think I've seen it. Yes.
Yeah, I got a cool map in there.
I'll
From
check
downtown.
it out. I'll lay down. This will be its head like a turtle or something. This is its head, and this is the body laid down.
Huh. Turtley Island?
I took this apart to wash.
Okay.
It's not wrapped. I just.
That's why I couldn't find it.
Oh, you put it in the wash.
Oh,
So I just unraveled it.
that was an accident, but pretty good.
Yeah, be nice and clean.
Yeah, these are definitely something, man. Like when I look at this, you could just tell this was scraped.
Mm.
Or they, you know, I showed a video yesterday. I'm gonna show it when I go back to my phone. How they could use sound to fry eggs. They could use sound to disintegrate metal. Man, and it's a silent sound too. It's like a tone that the ears can't pick up.
Yeah.
This is the shit the government is playing with, and it's remember the movies I used to watch back in the day. It'd be like James Bond who's trying to save the world. Well, everything's backwards. Those are the people you don't want this shit to get in hands.
All these clothes are warm.
America gets a hold of it, the world's fucked.
Yeah, the microphone's on. Thank you.
Trumpster, man. We could count on the Trumpster. That's my boy, the Trumpster.
Your water's boiling.
Trumpster.
No, it's not.
Trump's gonna save the world. Panama Canal versus. Why did I save this? I don't know. You can't even been.
Be right back. Go make coffee.
It looks like this. All right. Pyramid of Healing. What? This thing's bogging. Why the fuck do I got this? Wow, where was this? Oh, this is in Salt Lake.
Is that salt?
Yeah, this is in Salt Lake. I think this might be Utah. Those look like little pyramids.
Yeah.
It says rocks in the lake. Tungsten. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, rod of God.
Mm-hmm. I think they've tried these out already, and people said, "Look."
Yeah, in Syria, I think they did. Syria or somewhere around Turkey. They think they used one on a port.
Huh. So you could go inside of these fucking things. A rostral column. Rostral. Interesting.
Yeah, I think the rods of God are solid, but they could be hollow. Probably work just as well if you had enough weight.
Oh, columns like these statues here. You could go inside them. I don't know where this is. Oh, Roman architecture. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Doubt it. Did I show you the picture of this and the one in Mexico are identical?
No,
I think I've showed that picture.
that's cool.
There's one in Mexico. It has an identical layout.
So they have a Vatican and a Vatico. Okay.
Well, it's not a Vatican, but I'll show you. I'll pull the picture up in a little while. What the heck? Calendar. Yeah. Gematria.
Okay.
Calendar. Something. Gematria. Something with some more something.
You didn't want to do, oh, you were sleeping. Figure out how to do.
Let's see what this is. Image is a German wall calendar with a bastard. Ew. Stop moving. Here we go. This image is a German wall calendar with a Volvel rotating paper disc from the second half of the 16th century. It is titled Rome something calendar of Gematria. Roman calendar from geometry, and was a broadside print.
Oh yeah.
That sucks. Okay.
Hey, Tommy.
Interesting. This in turn comes from, which was the term for the first date of the month in the Roman calendar. Ooh, and they settled. The
Glitched out
term
a bit there.
calendar is the Latin verb calar, meaning to announce solemnly or call out, as priests would do to proclaim the new moon. Celebrate a new year, like celebrating debt. Yay, our debt calendar resetted.
Huh.
I gotta, damn, I didn't save this video. I got a Bible from the 1770s or something.
Yeah.
I think maybe.
Oh, you're glitching.
Month, March. month was March.
Yeah.
So we're
Yep.
fucking
Which
off.
is spring.
Yep.
Should
I
be
thought
the
it'd
new
be
year.
Aries, but
Yeah, Aries is in March. Yeah.
oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. All fits.
Come on. This thing is slow today, man. What the fuck?
Yo, what up, Chuck? What's up, Max?
Yeah, how's it going? See you, Lucid.
Lucid and Dom. Trying to let Dom down.
Hey, Dom.
What up, Don?
Slow down not so much. Just you suck. There we go. What's up, Dom? Lucid?
Not much, man. How you guys doing?
Am I muted? Oh no.
No.
Damn, did I leave yesterday's stream up? Let me check. I hope not.
You been taking your streams back down?
Man, they've been taking my streams down.
I know, dude. I've been noticing. A bunch of your videos gone, bro.
I'm supposed to be at 1,000 videos already, and I'm still struggling to get there. They took a lot of my videos down. It pisses me off. It's all good. It's all good. I don't really stress like YouTube like I used to.
Yeah. Yeah, they took some of mine down. It's ridiculous.
After Trump signed this so-called freedom of speech, we're still getting bamboozled.
Well, you have freedom of speech as long as you don't say anything bad about the Jews.
Freedom of speech as long as you say what we want you to say.
Yeah.
And my videos they went from at least having 200, then they're down to 120, and now I'm barely breaking 100, which is fine. I don't expect much, man, because the stuff I talk about, they're not pushing it. The only thing they're pushing is me out the door.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I'm glad I'm with believers this morning. You guys are all sounding like true believers.
I don't believe. The only thing I believe in, nothing.
Okay, so let's confirm that Charles is a believer now.
All right.
So, freedom of speech. Is that a corporation thing or is that a government thing?
Well, actually, it's my personal. I almost said belief. my own personal. I personally think we should be able to say what we want.
Okay, that may be true, but you're using somebody's technology. So freedom of speech. Go with me, Charles, here, because I want to know if you guys are believers.
I always forget I'm on someone's fucking.
Yeah,
I'm on YouTube's platform. I forget that sometimes.
Yeah, because guys, I want to be under the temple, right? I don't want to be with non-believers here right today. So now, government, are they the ones that preach freedom of speech?
No, they want to take it.
Okay, Charles, you're saying no. You're a non-believer again. Who's speaking when they say freedom of speech? How do you think this came to be? Outside of you saying the word, was it endorsed by government? There's a better word. Yeah, I'll answer the question. Yes. So now when we're on these platforms, Is this a government platform or a corporation platform? The answer is corporation platform. So where's freedom of speech in corporations?
Non-existent.
There you go. See, Lucid gets it. So at that point, they have policies, and if people read the, I don't know if it's Streamline, YouTube, Google, because there's so many corporations that we're using right now, they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Yep.
As long as you read their thing and you follow the orders. So when they take your channel down and you don't agree with it or you don't understand it, and then you bring in the government, then you're a believer from one part and you bring it over here. So now you could be a dreamer. I also emphasize and encourage people to be dreamers. The many I ams. So Charles, you're like one of us. You're a believer. Anyway, in a roundabout way, what I'm saying is freedom of speech has nothing to do with here.
All right, I just switch back. Hey, Tommy, you should drop your link to your documentary. I was just looking at the map of Urbano Monte, man. It's one of my favorite maps.
True, Tommy's true. Spell. We could be spell casting.
Huh?
We could be spell
Tommy's
casting.
about to do something that I wanted to do my whole life.
Mm-hmm. And hopefully when you talk to Tommy, you'll realize how he takes a beating for that, because a lot of people around him, the ones that really aren't involved in it, probably look at him kind of weird, but I respect him.
I don't. What he's about to do is fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't mind being a part of it, but
mm-hmm. It's usually the masses that people have an issue with, because a lot of them don't really understand for themselves what are they involved in. You know, fighting governments without not knowing that the masses around them are probably, you know, those are sleepers. They're not believers. They're sleepers at that point.
those people are dangerous.
Sure they
They're
are.
the type when the cop could be a crooked one shooting at you, trying to kill you illegally, or right? Well, but they'll be the type to help the cop and tackle you, not even knowing what's going on.
And cops are, Charles, cops are believers. Even gangsters are believers. They believe in their cause without knowing, have you investigated it? You know, religion has done to damage a lot of people. They like to complain about it, but it's usually believers attacking believers. The earth is flat. I have to be a believer now. The earth is, it's in a globe. I have to be a believer.
Someday believers, man.
Yeah. I know I'm saying this jokingly, guys, but how am I going to take that information? You know, if somebody tells me there's giants and I've never met one, I would have, and I want to, you know, I could use the word speculation, I could say whatever, but I have to be a believer then. I have to believe that that story is what, real? Or am I using my imagination?
Oh, you don't have to do anything.
That's true, Charles. You don't have to do nothing. But a believer starts with the word be is in it. Forget about the lie part, but you have to be. Leave her. Leave her.
Oh my God.
Playing with words. I'm making shit up right now today, Lucid. Be in the moment so you can be a believer. Now, if somebody tells me a story, and let's say the person's trustworthy, I can say he's trustworthy, but the story can still be one of those made up shit.
Yeah.
So, and then if I have to be a believer. They tell me of a guy named Jesus. Okay,
It's my homie.
He's your homie, and I would say, Charles, I'm going to trust you. And then I started asking questions. Yeah, Dom, I have a friend named Jesus. Oh, so you weren't assuming that about the Bible? No, Dom, you were assuming. I never once told you the guy from The Character. He's a character from Mad Max's show.
That's my boy Jesus.
Jesus.
Huh. That's
You know, they tell
like, I remember asking my mom, why is the guy named Jesus? And she says, no, it's Jesus. I'm like, no, it says Jesus. Because I had a friend in school named Jesus.
Yeah.
I used to be like, joke with him and say, hey, man, you're in the Bible.
Nobody says his real name. He was named Emmanuel.
again, Max, you have to be a believer to even think that the name was something else because it was written in the book.
It's it. It was a guy with 3 names. He had,
Yeah. I got 3 names too. I got a Christian name. I got a fuck me, get out of jail name. I'm a believer. You know, I went to the moon. People that don't believe in me,
I believe the story. I believe it's a story.
Yeah, you believe it's a story. Exactly that. You got it. I believe it's a story, and that story could literally be real.
Could be.
From my perception, my eye of the beholder, it's still a story. So, if I'm going to try to tell somebody else, then I'm a believer.
Mm.
You know, we did go to the moon. Okay, I have to be a believer. We didn't go to the moon. I still got to be a believer.
I can tell you a story about the moon without believing we went there.
To a point where people will become such beautiful believers that if they say, I won't believe it until I see it, well, if you see it, now you're nowhere. You're no longer a believer. Now, what are you going to do with that information that you know of? Are you going to apply discernment? Why? Because the rest of us are believers.
I like believing things. It's fun.
Yeah, it is. Well, I have to believe that my cell phone has a thing called Wi-Fi attached to it. I have to believe that there's a thing called air. Well, Don, but I'm breathing.
You have to believe it, or would it work anyway?
But it's fun to be a believer, Max. You know, you don't want to be a total freak. You know, I believe when I go to sleep that I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning.
Mm.
But now people say, but Don, but you know that. I said, but when I'm in the process, I have to be a believer, or I just don't use the word.
If you don't believe enough, you won't wake up.
Mm-hmm. I got to believe the Constitution was written for me, and I'm not even an American. But I have to believe those Americans.
It's nice.
Goddamn Americans.
Yeah. And you know something? When I watch TV or hear it in the news or I hear an angel tell me these things, because, you know, angels are real. It told me that Donald Trump is going to invade Venezuela. The only way I can take that information is a believer because I'm not there.
I believe
that's my homie, Donald Slump.
Yes, see, Mac quickly said it. He's a believer. So that now the story can be told. Where before it's like, yeah, how does that serve me? Hey, don't be one of those people. How does it serve you? Be a believer. Yeah. Heaven and hell is real. Russia's invading Ukraine. Iraq and Iran are fighting with each other. Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse are divorced.
Those fake ass wars.
I want him to come to Canada. Trump, come to Canada.
What the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, they're going to be the 13th province.
Yeah. We'll
move them up right beside Northwest Territory. We'll move Texas and
they got that Yukon up there doing nothing, you know.
Yeah. As Canadians, we have lots of time on our hand. So
I believe we have lots of land. Maybe we don't.
See, Max gets it. He's a believer.
I'm a believer.
Lucid, you don't have to say the word. You just give us a letter. Give us a letter. If it's a B, I'm with you. Anyway.
It disappeared.
I believe another tooth fell out of my head last night.
That's no, Max. You probably, unfortunately, you could confirm that. I would have to be the believer. But I trust you enough that you wouldn't be telling me those stories and being in pain. But
the Truth Fairy stop by? I mean, the Truth Fairy, yeah. The Tooth Fairy.
No, I'm saving them up for a necklace.
Yeah, there's one, Charles.
Fairy.
There's one there, actually. You know, your parents are trying to convince you, or some parents try to convince them, believers trying to convince kids that, yeah, son, put your, or daughter, put your pillow underneath put your tooth underneath your pillow, and then the tooth fairy is going to come into your room. What? Somebody's coming in my room to do what?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, leave the window open too, because Peter Pan is going to be there too.
Yeah. Leave your
Peter
butt up
Pan.
there. He's going to ass rape you in the middle of the night, too.
Why did you have to bring that part in, Max? Oh my
Well,
God.
people like to know that. You know?
Okay, of course, that's true. You want to know the details.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm. We tell stories to each
But
other.
why do you think they leave money? Come on.
Damn.
For the tax man?
I never
it the
thought
same?
of that. They're leaving a tip.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
That's dark.
That's weird.
Or Charles, that's just the way it is. Forget about being dark. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, I always knew something was up with these people climbing down chimneys for children, peeking through windows, and wearing tights.
Playing with reindeer. And...
No, you're just messing up, Charles. You're just messing up with my imagination now. Stop.
Well, see,
Teasing
that's
you.
where the trust comes in, and most people like the trust isn't. It's not even. It's not a thing. You know what I mean? Like it's there for some people, and that's where a lot of people get their feelings hurt, whatever, because they trusted this person, and then they find out that they lied, obviously, and then the trust is gone. It's non-existent at that point. You know?
I'm with you, especially when you're a child. But when you get older, even though you've been kind of bombarded, for a lot of folks, are using their imagination because trust. You would hope you use your capacity to question things. So that person becomes trustworthy. Now, if it's a total stranger, you might give them that initial trust, but even that, you're going to be a little suspicious. So a lot of people use their naivety on things. They don't really trust. They're lazy. Like I get it when you're a child, your parents or somebody's reinforcing, somebody comes down the chimney, and then you start asking those why questions, and they say, well, you're going to have to trust me. Time out. I'm asking questions now. It's always fun when somebody says, trust me. Okay, now I'm suspicious.
Yeah.
I always just
Mom used to chew up carrots and spit them out on the porch on Christmas morning, bro. And I'd go out there. Oh, just see the reindeer. They're here. They came. Blah blah blah. And I come to find out, it's like, bah, come on, bro.
how dare you, Lucid? Me, you'd be hanging out. I said, yeah, we have to be believers in this. No, Dom, I'm going to question it. Okay, good luck with that. Start asking questions. They're going to say, son, you're asking way too many questions. No, there's not enough answers to any of my questions. Then you find out your parents are asleep too.
Yep.
Fast asleep.
Hey. What is it, a Tempest bed they're on?
Purple.
We should be able to question things. So in this case, if you have a tradition or a custom, you should be able to question it. Because if you don't, it's either going to die or you're going to follow it aimlessly. So if people don't question the Constitution, opposed to saying shit like, well, we have the Constitution. Have you questioned it? Well, no. Oh, have you questioned economics? Well, no. So then you have to be a believer. What do you mean? Because believers defend and attack. An atheist is a believer. A humanist is a believer. Now, they might attack other believers. I'm a Christian. Oh, okay, so you guys are believers then. That's why I say they're a funny bunch. Because they're not even aware what they're doing, let alone what they're saying. Here's a picture of the world map. Oh, I got to be a believer now. But it's colored. Oh, okay, so you're giving me colored pictures. But I read it in the book.
I have it. No.
Yeah, you know that all of Russia's pink and that all of Europe's yellow? It's weird.
Max, you're making me contradict my own belief system to try to take in another one now. Are you sure it's pink?
Look at the map.
Okay, show it to me. I will know now because there is a map, because I understand what maps look like, but I'm going to be a believer now within myself saying, well, it must be because it's Russia. You know how Russia is. Donald Trump told us. He's invading that too. Because the TV told me. And if it wasn't, go ahead. I don't watch TV.
They're all terrorists.
They're all terrorists. We're terrorists. The way we talk, we're terrorists. Did you hear what's going to happen? Donald Trump he was first going to make Canada the 51st state because it's a script, And at the same time, now he's going to take over Venezuela and all that. Well, I also heard that Macho Man's coming out of retirement, out of death, and then he's going to win. So it's all scripted to a certain point.
I heard Roger Clemens choked on an egg. I don't know. I made that up.
You know, Charles, when you're making that up and you're talking to a believer, I'm going to promote that.
Yeah, I believe it.
I'm going to start peddling that stuff around. I heard a guy told me that
I know a guy named a guy.
Manifest destiny.
So we're all at the church now, guys, and whatever we share here, then go out and spread the news.
We must spread the good news.
It could be good.
Yeah, it could be good. Yeah,
it's good. Let them assume it's the good news. Did Donald Max share good news? I don't think he said it, but you know something? Let's do the telephone game here. Let's say we'll use the word good. You know, because you know how we are, you know, as a truther community. You know, that's always a telltale sign when somebody says it's the truth. Why is there no lie communities out there? Because maybe they're the same thing. But then what is a lie? Is a lie just another story?
A lie?
There is We Lie to You news.
Could be, but if you're a believer, you already got that inside.
I believe that news better than the other news.
That's what my wife Judith says. You know, when we're telling stories, she goes, "Yeah, Don, we'll go with your story. That sounds better." I said, "Yeah, it is, doesn't it? It's not the truth, but it sounds better, right?"
Well, it sounds good.
That's right. Use my imagination. You know, hey, there's a Stargate out there, guys, because we saw a TV series.
Imaginations are for children, people say, but I don't believe them.
I do, Charles, because I'm a child. So therefore, they're talking about me.
Yes, I think the child mind state. I think that's the best mind state to be. Your mind's forever expanding. We lost that at some point. Oh, I know, when we went to these schools.
No, I think our parents had us first before the schools did, Charles.
Yeah, but
look at you, so desperately trying to not be a believer here. Get out of here, Charles. You're a believer. Come out with that. Don't you have a jersey that says right at the back of it, Charles, and at the bottom it says believer?
No.
Yeah, my parents taught me my first lies.
The child questions constantly, right?
Yes.
Until he believes that he has some kind of understanding. And I think that at some point, you know, growing up, getting quote unquote humbled by the world, man, it's like knowing and believing, questioning and accepting or just consuming whatever story is given to you. It's two totally different things, you know.
I'm with you on that, Lucis. You know, when people start using critical thinking to deduct what it is, and let's not, you know, short sight ourselves when you hear people say, well, whatever it is and whatever's remaining, it must be what it is. No, it just tells you that use the same critical thinking. So it's not this or it's not that. So we're basically stripping a lot of those conditioned indoctrination going on. I'm not saying an indoctrination is a bad thing, because we're obviously, most of us, if not all of us, are using forms of indoctrination, whether it's language, and it comes in many forms, numbers and colors. Now, once a person uses it, they might see a pattern to it, and then that's consistent. But that doesn't mean that it is what that is, even though a whole bunch of people will try to confirm it, and that's why you should be able to question it. So what is this story of, you know, when people use calendars, for example, April 1st, they've reported in books that supposedly they've removed days. Okay, we're going to go from March 1st to March 15th. Now people turn around and say, well, how can they get away with that? It's the same way they got away with what happened between 2019 and 2021. Most of us don't realize what version of what we are. We're not even a sheep at that point. We're a different type of species, and we're that much more easier to obey. Monkey see, monkey do. Again, I'm bringing up another animal. I've got to stop doing that. We're humans at that point, and we can easily be conditioned. The fact that we're speaking this language shows that, because there's other humans in a different part of the world, or even among us, that speak a different language. So that's conditioning. So at that point, you should be able to, it's like this technology they call AI. Unless it's able to question itself, it's not artificial intelligence. And for some reason, a lot of humans have forgotten to question themselves. Hence, know thyself.
So it is intelligent. Well, as intelligent as humans?
No, well, I'm actually leaning more towards humans have forgot how to be intelligent, Max.
Oh, okay.
So what that thing is a software. It's just an advanced software like a calculator or a record player. That's all it is. But we're capable of doing it. Maybe an individual might be able to keep up with it. But last time I remember, that thing cannot actually say, well, Dom, I really appreciate the sun that I felt today. No, you didn't. Do you breathe in air? No. So then you're not artificial intelligent. You're just a software.
Latest update. You need the latest update.
Yeah, to me, it's just a combination of everything that we're trying to mimic, whether it's the written form, recording our voices, playing with numbers like a calculator. That's just what that thing has become.
Calculator.
A calculator.
Oh, this is the worst map I've ever seen. It's this.
Did the Chaldeans make the calendar?
I don't know.
The question is, who enforces the calendar? We do. They're not
It
questioning.
says the Earth is a globe or ball being somewhat flattened at the poles.
A little bit.
It says comprising, I think that's a million or a billion square miles, 3/4 water, and a fourth land, 24,950 miles around the poles, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm. And all that information is to feed us believers, because unless we're up there, wherever that is, and then we have a measuring tape, they're telling us stories. So now what people are doing is they're putting a lot of trust in either the information, which is more or less feeding the believer, or let's say you met a person and he wrote it down. I'm trusting you as a person, but where did you get that information? If I'm not trusting you, then I don't even care about the information you're giving me. So this is the thing, whether it's NASA or the governments, have they shown that they're trustworthy?
No.
Probably not. So then why are we peddling their information?
Well, you have to believe they're trustworthy.
Okay, well, again, Max, you're going too quick again, Max. I was trying to go slow again. I'm sharing this out loud because
You're
I
not
already
believing anymore. You have to keep believing.
I know, but the guys here on panel, we're already aware that we're believers. It's just the rest of them that, because Charles is recording this, just in case some of the goats and chickens want to hear this. But anyway, yeah, you're right, Charles. Everything that you just said, it is a globe, and it's flat at the top. There's layers. There's a couple of aliens in between. Mickey Mouse is on the side. There's some sharp objects to the left of the Earth's surface.
Bit of shrapnel.
Yep. Lucy, if you want to throw something in there, if you want to throw something in there, it's there. And it spins on an axle.
There is a giant platypus in orbit.
Yes. Yes. It's like when you do yours, Max, you get to see it, and then we use words to describe it.
Mm-hmm.
It's always fun, because us believers have to be conditioned because we have to use a language. It's usually the non-believers don't realize how much they're still believers.
Yeah, I love my conditioning. Made me nice and soft.
Well, because we're Canadians.
Soft and supple.
Yeah.
Shiny.
The Americans are not realizing how much it is to be conditioned, even though some Americans usually slip through the rope and realize, yeah, I get what those Canadians are saying. Yeah, we're fucked.
Just have to get the right conditioner.
Right conditioner. Is there Dollaramas? Like, we have a store called Dollarama here in Canada. I know there's dollar stores in America, but is there ones called Dollarama there? That's the best place to get the conditioners, by the way. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, the Rama. Yeah.
Not the Casino-rama, but the Dollarama.
The Dollarama.
Both of them are trying to get your money. That's the reality of that.
The Drake Mellon map. What year was this from?
What are you doing?
Please share, Charles. I like the maps you show us. I enjoy them.
I could do that. Let's see. Drake Mellon map. Oh, yeah, okay. 1577.
Oh, excuse me.
Is your cat burping still, Max?
Yep.
Oh man, cat of yours. Everything ever since you showed your cat on panels, it's a diva.
Oh yeah, yeah. He knows what he's doing.
Like I know when he's typing and when you're typing.
Oh, you can tell the difference?
I know. Well, because my cat types too, right? Because and they start having conversation with each other and chat. I'm like, okay, yeah. As humans don't get it. They do. Even Charles's cat, when it gets on there, Charles says, "Hold on, I've left for a while." No, your cat took over. Lucia, do you have pets by any chance besides us as humans?
Yeah.
Dogs or cats?
I got 4 dogs and a cat.
Oh, you got a colony. You got a colony there. That's why you're so aware, because they're probably telling you every day what's going on.
Whoa, dude! Hey, not inside. Sorry, man.
There we are.
We're inside. You don't run your tractor inside, bud.
There.
You got it? All right.
Here, Charles, I put something in the back chat for you. That it's a little video of a guy with a map.
All right.
I think the map's from 1414 or something.
What, you're gonna? Oh, I thought you were sharing a page. Hold on.
I thought it'd be easier to send it to you. It's easier for me to show it. Tell me.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
If you want, that would be cool. I mean, I'll look at it too. I'll download the link also.
Thanks, Max. I just clicked that page. I saw all the beliefs in that. I love it. They show you in a square, then they make it constantly feeding us that it's a globe, and then they put names over top of some landmass, and then they have this little arrow pointing at us.
It went biblical too, which is fun.
California's an island, and there's just one big Great Lake. And look up into Canada areas how big and large the water goes into the Hudson Bay. Just found it really interesting and wanted to share this. TikTok, this is just for entertainment purposes. We're just sharing opinions. This is a real map. You can check it out just like that. And if you want a copy of this, just hit me up in the comments and I'll shoot you a link to it. But this is such an interesting map. I could go on for hours. Like, there were giants, okay, just right there.
You said
in Peleg, you can see Ray, who was there. Peleg was around during the time that the languages were split through the world. And you got the 3 sons of Noah and Noah there. It's really interesting. Magog's over in Europe. Gomer's there too.
That's my home skillet.
Interesting stuff. Anyways, I just wanted to share this map mostly because of this, but I could go on for hours about all the different anomalies and things that I found in here. But comment, let me know what you think of this. Do you feel that the Americans have been around here a lot longer? I do. And this just kind of shows that, yeah, maybe it was. Anyways, please comment, let me know your thoughts. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and thanks for supporting. Until next time. Have you ever thought that the Americas just were around a lot longer than what we were taught and told? I dive into old maps and I find history's mysteries. And I found one here that is just very, very interesting. That tells a different story. Shows Noah in the Bible and the biblical story, but also explains, at least in my opinion, and TikTok is just for entertainment purposes only, it shows the 3 sons of Noah in the Americas. California's an island, and there's just one big Great Lake. And look up into Canada areas how big and large the water goes into the Hudson Bay.
Ooh, it's so big.
Found it really interesting and wanted to share this. TikTok, this is just for entertainment purposes. We're just sharing opinions. This is a real map. You can check it out just like that. And if you want a copy of this, just hit me up in the comments and I'll shoot you a link to it. But this is such an interesting map. I could go on for hours. Like, there were giants, okay, just right there in play. You can see Ray, who is there, Peleg was around during the time that the languages were split through the world. And you got the 3 sons of Noah and Noah there. It's really interesting. Magog's over in Europe. Gomer's there too. Just interesting stuff. Anyways, I just wanted to share this map mostly because of this, but I could go on for hours about all the different anomalies and things that I found in here. But comment, let me know what you think of this. Do you feel that the Americans have been around here a lot longer? I do. And this just kind of shows that, yeah, maybe it was. Anyways, please comment, let me know your thoughts. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, thanks for supporting.
You're
So
doing
knowing that, okay. So knowing that, guys, let's break this down a little bit. He's a believer, okay? So he had to make sure he stated it, whether or not he understands it or not. For TikTok purposes, I got to say the word entertainment. Let's change the word entertainment now to conditioning. As we're here to condition you. So that's what he's doing. So he's already obliging by the corporation system. And now he's already sharing a whole bunch of other conditioning. The map is real. Yes, a piece of paper, there's a thing that we call a map. That's real. But most people, what they'll do, they'll use their imagination. They think it's out there. The real is right there, right in front of you. I can use my imagination and I can look at the sun and the moon. It might be real to my perceptions, but my senses could easily be misled. So everything that he just said is to feed the believers. Now, he might think he's being the way he talks and all that kind of stuff. No, he's asleep also while he's a believer. So when people say things, this is for entertainment purposes, they don't realize the double-edged sword. It's also for actually conditioning purposes. We're being conditioned with this stuff over and over again. And this is how we slowly become the frog in the water and then all these technologies. Opposed to seeing it with our senses, what we call nature, we're slowly seeing it on a computer, on a phone. We're hearing it in radio. Then you throw all the other stuff in there. You put words on top of a little piece of paper. You draw a little line over it, and we'll call this Canada. We'll call it over here. And then every so often he said, these were giants over here. No, you're just using a word to describe a little picture there. You would literally have to show me a giant first.
Yeah, I saw it on video.
Yeah, exactly. A video. It comes in many forms.
It's real. Everything on video is real.
Yeah. Whether you're in a movie theater, or you're in a drive-in, you're watching TV, or you're on a laptop, those are all that, and it captures your attention. Literally, it captures your attention, and then how you reinforce it, we talk about it.
What if I'm just
you notice how the word attention and antenna are pretty close? Anyway.
No way, Charles. Are you putting those together? Stop it, Charles. You know something.
I know.
The elites right now, they're not going to shut us down. They're laughing right now. So did that guy just put 2 and 2 together? Get out of here. They're going to strike the channel down.
Fucking dumb.
Good word, by the way, that, Charles.
They're going to put a gold star by your name.
Yeah, well, he's a true believer at that point because he's using language to associate with language.
Don't worry, government. I believe in you too.
Charles is going to cuddle them as he's giving them rib shots. Oops. I didn't hit you hard enough. But hey, government, can you still give us the Red Sox and the Blue Jays? Yes, we will. Thank you. And then, Charles, before it all goes to, hand in the basket, what are we call basket, can you make sure our collectible cards go up in value first? Based on what? The currency?
Make sure you burn all the cards but mine, so mine will be worth the most.
But then you still got to sell it to somebody.
Yeah.
It's always fun when I hear people talk about
It'll be worth the most, though, because there would be no more left.
But based on what? But that's the thing, Charles.
Based on the ones that I got left. But,
I know. This is where when I always find it.
Got to build the hype. Got to build the hype there.
Yeah.
That's all.
It's like when I hear people, my buddies do it, and I'm like, okay, I scratch my head. I say, guys, do we really need to have this conversation? Yeah. Well, you're trying to tell me how much gold is worth. Gold has not changed. What they're really showing is the piece of paper is becoming more valueless. That is why gold, they might say, is worth $1,900. No, the $1.19 it's worth less now. Because gold in the old day, when they started doing the little clever game, was 1-to-1. Now it's 19-to-1. So unless most people understand the value of gold, and it's not for the purpose of trading for a piece of paper that's valueless. It's conduit. I'm pretty sure the guys here understand that. So, but when you hear believers talking about, yeah, collect silver, why? Because if there's ever a crisis, what are you going to do with that silver? Are you going to use it for its true purpose, or are you going to base it on a piece of paper that doesn't exist or it's valueless? Which one is it? That's believers talk again. It's like people saying, I have a gun in America or in Canada. I say, okay, what, don't you need a license for that? Well, yeah. And what happened when you have no more bullets? Where are you going to get them? Well, I'm going to go make them. How? You're going to use the 3D machine? Well, yeah. Doesn't that need electricity? Well, yeah. So let me understand that. The government you're going to repel against, or invaders, and the electricity is still going to be running? Yeah.
Got to learn how to make or not make, but there's electricity everywhere.
It is, Charles. I'm with you on that. Energy is everywhere. We give words to describe it, whether it's nuclear energy, electricity, whatever energy you want to call it. But how many of us have actually learned how to harness it so we can, use the devices?
Problem. That's the huge problem. Same thing with gardening. That's another one.
Mm-hmm.
When they take away your ability to have clean water and food, you already lost the war, man. You're going to raise a gun, like you would say, just put it to your own head.
Well, we've given up some of our energies by just being conditioned. Like most people say they need money. I said, no, you don't need money. It might get some of your needs. What you're doing is you're trading your valuable energy for something less. And the only reason that thing works is because everybody else, or most people, have to become believers in the system, even though there's many systems running at any given moment. Nature's one, civilization is another one. And within nature, there's a whole bunch of other systems, and within civilization, there's a whole bunch of systems. Subdirectory. I always find it interesting when people say cause and effect. I said, you're an effect and side effect realm. You would have to know how language came to be to really say, I know what the cause is. But again, that's conditioning, because we're using words, but then people use their assumptions or their thoughts towards it. I'm doing it right now. And I'm willing to challenge those things, the words.
Don't you like the little pieces of paper, though? I do.
Hey, I'm with you. Yeah, for sure. It gives you for me, it's like being at a slot machine and all of a sudden you came close to winning the slots. It's the feelings that most of us are caught up in. So when we talk about having a wad of money in your wallet, it's your feelings. It's like when people have an addiction to something, alcohol, it's the feeling, it's the emotion that keeps it alive. Hence we use words like recovery. So within the language, there's things that will give us breadcrumbs. So what emotion is attached to smoking weed, doing drugs, sex? What is the emotion? Now, when somebody says, well, Dominic, I think they're bad, I said, now you've sliced it. Just see it for what it is. Don't judge it. And then they can say, oh, okay, I'm happy about things. Yeah, okay. And you're in the moment, right? Yes. In the next moment, could you be sad? Well, yeah. Well, what do you mean? Well, if you have a nice looking car and you're really excited and all of a sudden a truck comes by and smashes it, I'm pretty sure you're going to have a different emotion, unless the person said, well, Dom, I paid insurance for that. I'm going to get more for it. Okay, so then you put some thought behind this.
You just made a judgment. Just a wrong one.
But is it a wrong one, Max?
I don't know. Depends on what you get out of it, right?
Exactly. I'm with you, Max. You can judge if you want.
I constantly judge things.
We do. I like this. I don't like that. I agree. Yeah. I disagree. That's a judgment.
I misjudged my step and I fell. That was a bad judgment.
No, it's not a healthy judgment, but yeah, it's not a healthy position, but yes. Yeah. And then you can evaluate it after. If you judged it prior, then I have to question Max, but you still did it, right? Yeah, no, I'm kinky that way. I wanted to see whether or not it's going to hurt.
Oh, yeah, I knew it was wrong, but I did it anyway.
Well, is it wrong at that point, or is it just unhealthy? Like, Max, jumping off a plane without a parachute. Yeah, but Dom, I never told you. I really liked your jumping into the ocean, from, thousands of feet up in the air. Interesting. Belly flop? Maybe not. Then we can use our imagination, because that's what I'm doing right now. It's not because I can tell you from personal experience I've done that. But even if I did, and I explained it to you guys, unless you've experienced it, the only thing you're doing is using your imagination. And if you say, well, Dom did that, well, then you're a believer then at that point. Because you weren't there.
See, that's where we need soul swapping technology. I think that'll be cool.
Did you just, is it going to be like on Tinder? You're going to flip to the right or left? Soul swapping?
Well, they have, well, it's not soul swapping, but you can experience the world through somebody else's senses.
Yeah, but what happens if you start planting shit in there when you're leaving?
Well, you do, right? You're gonna.
We might be already doing that, Max. We're just not aware of it.
Visions and sounds and all that good stuff. Maybe it's good. I don't know.
Well, to me, and I think based on what you're saying, for me, when I ponder the concept of soul, I'm thinking of data. So if you're in that word that you're using, soul swapping, for me would be data swapping, and we're already doing that.
That's all they're doing. Yeah.
Now, if we're talking about going within each other's senses, but then
they do tap into your senses, yes.
Mm-hmm. But what we do is we share our senses, and we have opinions, and then we share, and other people try to argue with you. I said, but you're not in my senses, even though you're looking at something that with my senses I'm looking at it too. But my perception of it is different than yours. I might use a common language to describe it, but I'm aware that I'm describing it. What is it then? Well, it's whatever words that we want to call it. What do you mean? I'm going to call it the sun. Might call it Horus. Next thing you know, some other people start calling it with their different language they've been conditioned with. So does that confirm or denounce the fact that the object is still there, but the subjective part, as we're using words to describe things with other subdirectories, does it confirm or denounce it? So is it Horus? No. Is it the sun? No. At the same time, could it be sun? Yes. It could be both. It could be both, or many different ways. Now that's a mind fuck for a lot of people because they've never learned to really turn at the mind and say, "Listen, that's all stored in the mind." Yes, and the mind's there to serve. Whatever way you want to play with it, it will serve. We're the one that judge it, and then we put it into the mind. It's like AI. This is what the thing we call software. If we tell it to lie, it will mimic and it will lie. But then people will start blaming it. No, it's been told to lie.
It's like a human could be raised and trained to lie. So different.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. Thanks, Charles. Exactly. We've been conditioned. And then people will defend or attack. I need a gun to defend myself. I need a gun to attack. As Americans, no offense to the Americans, they're taught to defend their country, but they're in somebody else's country, so they're also attacking.
They'll defend someone else's country for the government, but when it comes to defend their family or house, it's another ball game. Then they either don't defend it or they defend it and go to prison.
Mm-hmm.
But it was all right when you were defending for the fucking government.
When I do it, it's called liberating.
Look at Max. I'm going to use a different word now. I love it. I'm going to liberate it. Yeah. But again, even that, I get it if we were living on farms and we're defending our own, our property, our work. But for most people, how can you be defending your government when most of those corporations you go to? So it's the corporation that most people would be defending. In this case, it would be their lifestyle, their comforts.
Don't you want to be liberated?
Liberated from what, Max, at that point?
Well, your stuff, your home.
Are you going to take away my comforts? Max, are you?
No. You're going to be liberated. It's good.
So non-attachment, that's a challenging one.
Yeah. So I'm going to liberate everybody.
All at once?
Yeah. Get all their stuff, and they'll be liberated.
So you're Osho now. Come to my retreat, and I will take all your wealth.
No, you can stay wherever. You just can't stay here.
I'm with you on the word, Max. No different when people use other words like attachments or non-attachment. But if it was done all at once, maybe. But if it's done to one or two people, then they have to be within the system, liberated and looking at everybody else. And that would be challenging for some people, if not a lot of people. Because then they start doing this, I got to convert you. You got to convert me.
That makes it fun.
For the people that are trying to being told to convert, or the ones that are doing the converting?
Well, for the converters, yeah.
Okay, so then isn't that what the elites are doing?
Yeah, so that's why they're having fun.
Yeah, they're not there to liberate other people, but they're liberated, meaning that, hey, we're going to get other people to build us things, or they're just aware that they're in this system.
Well, they get you to build it and then they liberate you from it.
Yeah, isn't that called eugenics or genocide? Depopulation is the better word, I guess, or a word. Yeah, and that liberation that you're talking about, Max, it is an internal thing. You know, it's usually when people are trying to liberate other people outside. I said, okay, so you're still attached to the body. So then what are you going to do with it? Because it's aging as we speak. You know, and it'll give up some of our comforts. I'm pretty sure, Max, when you were being bombarded by all kinds of energy and you were losing teeth, you weren't feeling liberated.
You know, well, yeah, it just wasn't a good liberation.
Now you know what you're talking about, right? Well, you know, we have this flag that we, you know, we have to defend it. It's a different way we're defending it. Yeah, while you're going to other countries, and it's a different type of liberation.
I was liberated of a few teeth, you know.
We're going to their system, and we're telling them it's bad. But what we're going to say, we're trying to liberate you from that system. Okay, so what about your system? Is it working? Well, we're liberators.
Yeah,
we live in a very toxic part of the world, but we're liberating you from yours.
Yeah,
so
don't worry about that.
Yeah, you people living in nature.
Ours is liberated.
Yeah, we're liberated. Yeah, you tribal people, we're liberating you from being with nature. Yeah, I know we do plant nature in our cities and all that kind of stuff, and we encourage our people once in a while to have gardens. But you know, you guys are pagans. You know, because we got to give them a name, right? You're pagans. You guys are peasants. You're citizens. You're pagans, and we're the liberator.
They just don't understand liberty the right way. That's all.
Yeah, the right way. I like the way you said that so quickly. Anytime when people hear the word right, what do you mean? I have rights. I got lefts too, but am I supposed to use them too? No, you're only supposed to use your rights.
I'm going to give you some right to liberate you.
You got a few ups.
And a few ups. Hey, we got a weird one here. Guy just used the word ups. He's trying to be a non-believer. Stop it, Charles. You're doing it again.
The damn atheists.
No, those guys are believers. They're believers. I believe there's no God. You get one person, they say they believe in God, and another person says, well, I don't think there is a God. I said, okay, so how are you going to prove that? Because I'm a non-believer. No, you're a believer. You know, it's like when people talk about, did we go to the moon or we didn't go to the moon? It's usually the people that professes, no, there's no proof, so we didn't go to the moon. How would you know? How would you know? The word no gives it away. How would you know if we did or didn't go to the moon? Well, I think they're lying. I said, how do you not know you're not lying? Because I'm a believer, Dom. Because I'm not
the evidence I rummaged through.
Did you hear what you just said, Charles? You rummaged through. Did you actually go to the moon?
Yeah, in my imagination.
You could. Yeah, and I'm with you.
Just like they did in their imagination.
But I'm playing with the ideal that some things could have been done intuitively. Like how did sailors know how to map out things from an elevation point of view? Did they attune themselves towards the moon? I'm speculating at that point, but I can't denounce the fact that we do have maps.
That's interesting.
You know, planes weren't around back then, unless we're going to say the clouds were planes.
Did they climb the mat? What is it called? The mass or the? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's enough to see on the other side of the world. Yeah.
Yeah, it went up to the crow's nest.
Well, you map it out in pieces, but then again, I thought, you know, how do they map the oceans when there's really nothing to, you know what I mean? How would you map an ocean where there's no land or no markings to?
Well, you run up and down the coast. You run up and down the coast, and you mark out when you turn left and right.
Mm-hmm. Again, it's one of those things. When you see a high elevation shot, people are going to use their assumption. Unless I'm going to say the Silver City, the moon is actually doing all of that. But at that point, I'm speculating. Where other people said, I know for sure. I said, okay, then you were up there then. No,
Are you
I said,
specking again?
I'm spec. I'm doing my spec.
You
And I'm putting it in.
again?
Yep, I'm always, you know me, Charles. I'm specking. You know, it's like when people talk about here, they use apparatus here, like telescopes and all that, to look at other things like Venus or whatever word that we want to give to it. And then, which is nice to look at it, and they might even see it's a star or whatever, but it's when they start saying the property of it. I said, oh, wait a second here. You're trying to tell me Venus is made out of what gas? Oh, okay. So were you there? Give me a name. Who was up there? Well, we don't have anybody. I said, so you're speculating, are you? Because unless you actually were up there to confirm it, that's speculation. Empirical evidence is when we're here on Earth. Just because we invented technology on Earth and we're looking over there, unless somebody's going to say intuitive, but then that's a different game. And for a lot of folks, they want to use their thinking caps. They want to use their heart. But when it comes to intuitive, that's a different thing. I mean, how would you prove that? How would you prove that outside of just, hey, we're going to write 1,000 books? That doesn't prove it. We're going to have 1,000 people talking about it. That still doesn't prove it. Well, we were in a plane. That still doesn't prove it. How do you know what the property of Venus is?
You
Now,
don't.
if they're going to say God, I said, okay, I'll entertain that idea because humans are not created the sun and the moon. So did God speak to you? Well, yes. And what language did he use? At that point, most people, if they're honest with themselves, realize I'm full of shit. There you go. You're full of shit. You're lying to yourself.
Like that toilet.
Yeah, well, no, I would use that shit at that point if somebody plants a seed, and then you can use that fertilizer. You know, Max is liberating people, so use that shit on Max's seed of liberation. Yeah, but it's not growing, I said, because maybe that seed's really a kind of a story. No offense, Max, because I'm not trying to offend you, but the word liberation is kind of funny at best. I'm going to liberate myself from what? You know, we can go to a certain altitude on mountains, and we can go to certain depths of the ocean. Outside of that, now we got to actually wear different types of suit on top of the suit we have. That kind of gives it away. But yet people say, yeah, but if I go to heaven, okay, heaven, are they the clouds? Is hell what? The oceans? What is it? We're using words to describe things, but where are these things? Well, Dom, do you remember when your dad told you or your mom told you about the fairy tale of Peter Pan, the Tooth Fairy, Easter Egg Bunny, and all that? Yeah, that's what I'm counting on over here. Oh, okay. And what about the Constitution? Same thing. What about what they're doing on TV? Same thing. We're counting on you to believe us, not to question us. Well, I'm not here to question you, but I'm here to question the words you use. No, we don't do that either here. Okay. So then what do the other people do when they're not doing all that? Well, then they cult up with each other. You know, and then they ask people to subscribe on their channel, give us the likes and dislike. But isn't that another form of condition? Yes, it is, Tom.
We love that conditioner.
Yeah, it's a good conditioner, and it's nice to play with. You got to be conditioned, because then how would I be talking to you guys the way I am, let alone the language I'm using? It's conditioning. It's usually when people start judging it, it's bad. Okay, so
you will leave your hair and brain nice and soft.
Nice and soft. Your scalp. Yeah, you want a nice.
You need that conditioned chemical before you use your shampoo.
We could use other words like program.
Yeah, you wash your brain and then you condition it, right? It's all in the bathroom.
Well, you do other things in the bathroom too, by the way. But we're going to put a camera there.
Yeah, buddy.
You know, again, to me, I just use the word fun. You know, because I've already shed enough tears. It's fun at that point. It's like, okay, is it life-threatening? For some people, they might. I said, okay, so what happens when you go in the process of death? You know, they use the word life and death, the cycle, but yet they say, yeah, but I'm going to die. No, you're using a different word now. Dying and death are two different things. Same with truth and true, two different things. And if we weren't using English language, we could probably use a different type of language, and that would give us a different outcome. So at this point, what is dying? The body is obviously aging, so could we use the word dying? Yes. It's like a fruit. Is it dying? Is it aging?
You take a roll of the die.
Like a diet.
Yeah, you could die.
It's like a diet.
No, you take a roll of the die. You roll the die, right? So it's a chance.
because we're using the English language. No different when somebody says the word gay. Are you saying something about homosexual? You're using your lower chakra, or are you saying something about being happy or fag? Are you talking about smokes? Or are you talking about sexual things? Most people are revealing how they are in their lower chakras. They quickly assume everything is a sexual connotation.
Are you a fag?
Yeah, I don't smoke anymore, but I
am
used
not
to.
a bundle of sticks. No.
There you go, bundle of stick. See,
Figure me a
that's-
fag.
and it goes back to clarity. How many people truly, when they hear a conversation, opposed to reacting, are going to be responsible enough to say, maybe I need some clarity? Dom, what are you talking about when you say kinky? I'm not talking sexual connotation. Oh, okay. So what are you talking about? Kinky, where you're challenging things. Again, people just don't realize how much the English language gives you an opportunity to have many different interpretations of the same word. Cool. It's cool out there today, Max. Okay, Dom, are you saying it's cool out there, or are you saying that I'm going to look cool? It's a bit of both, I guess. But people are so quick to judge and really not go inwards. That's why when I say to people, hear each other, but listen inwards. Then people say, but what do you mean by listening inwards? What do you think what meditation is all about? Meditate is to listen. Peace is about silence. Prayer is about inquiry. What are you asking? And are you able to silence that program of yours? Because most people don't realize they are programmed, but are you teachable? Most people are conditioned. Back to the Dollarama and getting your hair conditioning. If that's what they're after. But most people, what they're doing is they're watching TV and say, oh, a person's living a different way than I am, so I'm envious and jealous. Okay, but would you be able to put the effort to obtain that stuff? Would you be able to be in a club that actually obtains people to become trillionaires, let alone billionaires? Well,
That's
no.
what liberty's for.
Okay. Are you talking about liberating the mind? Or
Oh,
from the mind?
oh, sure. Maybe. Or yourself.
Look at you. Did you just give me a maybe, Dom? Maybe that's what I was trying to say. Could be. It could be. Could be is like saying perhaps.
I'll liberate you of anything I can, right?
You know, people want to have liberation by saying, okay, I want my liberation as I'm actually protecting my house from burglars and all that. Well, that's not liberation. That's a job.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. And that's why they collect tribute property tax. So they can actually fuel their big coffers, and then they can hire police and military, lawyers and judges. And if most people, if they're honest with themselves,
Liberty costs money, right?
Well, the power is conditioning people to chase money. That's what they really have to put a lot of effort into. The piece of paper, you could change that to twigs.
Well, you have to pay for your rights, right?
Yeah, you do. And usually with your attention or your conditioning, same thing.
Yeah.
But
people will
will
keep those rights going, apparently.
Well, it costs you your energy.
Because if the government wasn't there, I guess you would lose those rights. They would just go away.
I guess, Max, people will use the idea that why don't we barter? You already are bartering. You're bartering your energy opposed to doing it with nature. You're bartering for a piece of paper. That's constantly there.
Yep.
So once people realize that, okay, so what are you exchanging at this point? Well, I'm exchanging a lesser thing. What do you mean? This piece of paper. To the people that create the system, they
it's always the rule of energy conservation, right? So you always lose something in every transaction.
Well, you can or it can go the other way, where a person will say, okay, we create the money system. They use their energy for this piece of paper that's devalued or useless. And then in exchange, now we can use that piece of paper to another group of people that value a piece of paper for those resources.
Minus, right? You know, it's an exchange of plus and minus.
Yeah. What the elites are, they're agents. They're agents in between the buyer and seller.
Mm-hmm.
And in exchange, what they're getting is they're getting resources. Now,
yeah, you get the freed energy that comes through the exchange, right?
Well, energy exchange. I don't know about free. Yeah. That's another word that they use to condition people with.
Well, they liberate that part of it. Huh?
Maybe. But at that point, if you're a family of 100 people or 10 people, you're going to have certain people who are going to be the head of the household, and that'll be their role. They'll be agents in that situation. A lot of people play their parts. What what I hear from some people, if not a lot of people, is they want to have this anarchy concept. I said, then go out by yourself. It's easy to be a person, or not easy, but it's easy to speak in vain by saying, well, I want to just be left alone. I said, yeah, because you have no responsibilities. You don't have any kids and all that. You don't have any family members. How does that look like when a person has a family or has a company that they're running and they're fueling 500 families? It's usually the arrogant guy that says, listen, Dom, whoever, you don't have any kids. I said, okay, but if I had a company and I hired 500 people, fuck, your responsibilities fucking compared to mine. See, most people don't realize how self-absorbed they are. And then there's guys and women, they're in relationships, but they're still acting like bachelors.
I'm completely self-absorbed. What's wrong with that?
No, but there's the thing.
Everything happens to me.
Okay, if people weren't judged, Max, if people weren't judging, they could take that information, self-absorbed, for what it is. You're just a person that you've learned a lot of things. You're honest with yourself. So you're not there to be concerned. And if you are going to judge, you'll probably judge fairly. You'll look at different sides of it. Where most people, their first impression is their only impression. So once they hear the word self-absorbed, they're like, oh, well. And I'm like, then you're not actually true with yourself. What do you mean?
Negative.
But even that, you understand the energies. Negative is actually what pulls the positive.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a car, yin and yang, cycle of a when you use a pedal. It's a polarity going on here. Now, in that cycle, there could be many degrees. So it's not either a or. But most people want to have angles. So is it 90 degrees compared to 30 degrees? No, it's many degrees. And then people try to peddle their points opposed to sharing their points because there's many points. So at that point, if I'm going to use a point, how do we get past the ideal of saying, okay, well, I'm going to be self-absorbed? Yes. Welcome to the real world. But the thing is, you're dependent when you're being self-absorbed. You're going to somebody's grocery store. You're going to somebody's gas station. And I don't want to hear that's different because that's a given. See, a lot of the things that I share with people should really be a mute point. Literally, you should have gone inwards in. And now I'm talking to people that anybody over 15 or 16 years old, this should be a mute point if you've been somewhat educated. If you haven't, then therefore you have to go in a longer way. But when people start defending things, that tells me a lot about them. You're playing a cycle game with yourself. So what are you defending? Let alone what are you attacking? But they'll say, I'm aware. Really? Or are you just saying it? So you're like a Christian now. You just say you're a Christian. Or you just say you're an American, or you're a guy that believes in capitalism. Are you truly going to challenge those words? And you'll know those characters because then they'll try to challenge me. I'm like, really?
What kind of wear are you? Are you underwear?
Could be. Remember, Max, we're going to that same dollar store. There's many stuff there. There's even floss, different type of floss.
Yeah, I like different wares.
Thanks, Max, for that. You did a funny in between, so I didn't have to go in that diarrhea of the mouth. Or I was actually in it.
I like the word wear.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What do you wear? What's your image? What persona are you going to wear today?
Are you a werewolf?
A werewolf.
Are you aware?
Now, everything I just shared, guys, this is for us believers.
Are believers aware?
Believers aware, yes, it is.
If they're liberated?
They're still believers, I think, Max, at that point.
Okay.
You got to believe that there's going to be more food in these grocery stores.
Suppose you have,
or you can have faith, I guess. People
yeah.
Well, but you've seen a pattern to it. So, so it's not really about faith. Because faith is something that there's no way you can ever come to fruition at that point. Not in this realm. So it's faith in the unknown. I have faith in air. Because people say, yeah, but it's there. I said, yeah, but we're using a word to describe it. So I have faith.
What if it went away? Would you still have that faith?
Say it again, Max. Or what's the purpose?
The air went away. Would you still have faith?
Well, if I was actually in a burning house, I would be fighting with a fire that loves air. So I would have to have faith that I can eventually get myself out of there.
I suppose, yeah. Or you could believe it.
Okay, believe I'm sitting in the closet and I'm going to sit there. Even faith, and I'm like, okay, well, I know this
faith, believe it won't touch you.
And it's trying to creep underneath the door there because it's like, most people think, well, it's after me. No, it's after the same thing that you breathe.
So does it come down to whether your faith is better than the fire's faith?
I think I'm playing with words when I'm saying the word faith at that point, Max. I need to liberate myself from the word that I'm using. So I can entrap myself with a different word.
Okay.
It's like water. You submerge yourself deep into water. It needs it, or it already is, air. It needs air. So I need air. When I'm in a fire, I'm not thinking about, oh, I hope I have liquid, even though I might want liquid because there's air in it, or food. It's the air that I need to continue staying in that form. If not, I'm getting popped out. Now, this is where we can speculate. Oh, you're implying that you go somewhere else or you're something else. Yes. I'm allowed to entertain those ideals. I'm allowed if I want to. Now, people don't have to accept it, but I'm allowed. If I felt that those aren't acceptable, then I wouldn't be talking about it. But the fact that I talk about it, I'm basically telling other people, I'm okay with allowing myself to talk that way. Now, other people might not accept it. I said, that's fine, but stay in your fucking lane. Because it's not like I'm going over there physically harming you. I'm using words. Now, they might be emotionally and mentally distraught.
People get very upset about words.
Sure they do. I get it, Max. But the thing is, we're using devices where we're using our certain senses, but then people bring in this, well, my body's being affected, so I got to do fight and flight. You're confusing your body. And then people will actually harm each other, and now you're putting your body in prison for a couple of years. What the fuck is that noise? Yeah, but you're wrong. Okay, so I didn't realize I was coming into a conversation when a person's already judged before I even got into the conversation.
Well, they have, because they're right and you're wrong. Right?
Well, there you go. But there's that judgment. Opposed to reserve your judgment when you come into a conversation. That'll be like philosophizing, and you think things are right or wrong. That's not philosophizing. And then telling me Socrates or Plato or Kant, that's not philosophizing.
Are you telling people to have an open mind?
Well, I would lean, for me, Max, personally, I would lean towards a beginner's mind. An open mind could easily be flooded and be tainted. Now, you could use maybe other words like receiving mind, but I get the concept of an open mind. But we're receiving information from the mind.
Our minds are pretty open.
Well, your brain is, not your mind. That's a different thing.
Oh, okay.
But I get it. I know we're just using words, but we are receiving information. That's why when people use the word like beginner's mind, the ones that really want to actually tap into that. The rest of them, they're saying shit like, I'm the body. Okay, you're the body. Okay, so you're going to play the birth certificate game. That only works if you think you're the body, and you're giving language to it. So do you see the rock over there? Well, yeah. I said, no, you don't. You see an object that you call a rock. It's about placement of words. Self-aware opposed to aware of the self. But you said it earlier, Max, people want to liberate their mind. Most people speak in vain. If they're truly liberating themselves from the mind, they would realize, then why am I speaking? Why? Because everything's tapped into the mind with thoughts. Thoughts is the language of consciousness. But I'm using words at this point, and believers will turn around and say, well, I don't agree with you. I said, well, then tell me what you do believe in. You believe in the written work? Well, yeah. And what about the spoken work? Well, yeah. So then why are you having a tough time with me speaking then? Is it the way I'm saying it, or is it the way how I'm using the words? You tell me exactly how you want me to speak, and you'll probably find somebody, because I'm not here to entertain you. You're doing that quite well on your own.
Well, a lot of times you have to know what to say too. You could ask them what to say as well.
And other people have to know what they want to hear.
Yeah.
Want is usually a lack. Need, I don't think you need to hear anything personally, unless you're thinking, okay, wait a second here, I'm in the jungle. Well, it's a given, and you're in the jungle, there might be a lion, so maybe you do need to keep your ears, perked up a little bit, because the lion might look at you and say, listen, are you a friend or an enemy? What do you mean? Because most people assume, well, he's there to eat me. I don't know. Not everybody drives to McDonald's thinking they're going to eat something.
Be right back. I got to go make a coffee. My water's boiling.
The boiler. Anyway, sorry guys, I went on. Lucid, are you still here, Charles? Sorry, I went on way too long.
I almost fell asleep.
Oh, my voice made you fall asleep, Charles. Sorry about that. Hey, Bouchette, the Red Sox are trying to go after him, eh? But he wants $300 million a year. Oh no,
He ain't
sorry.
worth
He
it.
wants a contract of $300 million.
He's not worth it. Now Bregman's worth it. Not 300 mil, but I think Bregman's way better. If they let Bregman go and get Bichette, these people are the dumbest business people I've ever encountered.
Let's not forget, Charles. They're
Boston's known for doing stupid, retarded shit anyway, so I wouldn't be surprised.
So they're right on board.
Yeah. They signed one batter and they're like they done the they're finished. They need more power hitting and one more pitcher would be nice. But other than that,
so they're going the route of the Yankees and the Dodgers power. So Bichette wouldn't fit there because he's more of a contact guy and he gets a lot of hits.
hey.
Well, that's what the Jays are. The Jays is a hitting team. They're like the Cincinnati Reds. You need a single, you need a double, you need a triple. They have enough players on there. The Yankees we're either going to hit a home run or we're striking out. Same with, and if that's what the Red Sox are going for it. But again, you can say that about most teams. You know what I mean? So. And the Red Sox usually try to get those players that they know how to hit it, because they have that big green wall, right? Fenway wall.
Yeah, the green monster.
Yeah, so you have to find players. Go ahead.
The Sox, I don't know. They need to rebuild. Dan, they signed Crochet, who should have won the Cy Young, in my opinion. I don't understand how that Tiger guy got it again, but damn, who's that other pitcher? It was Crochet, and then the other Red Sox pitcher. His name's fuck. Anyway, he opted out his contract, but nobody is looking to sign him. So he might be back in Boston. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a business, and it's the Coliseum when it comes to any sport, I guess. But it's fun. For me, it's fun. For other people, it could be distraught. You get a lot of fans that are pretty loyal to their teams or to a team. I don't know if it's their team per se, but that reinforces their city. I'm a Red Sox fan, or I'm a Blue Jay fan, or I'm a Dodger fan.
I used to be deep into that, but lately I see things for what they are, and it really doesn't move me anymore. I don't know. Sports seems to be more of a rigged entertainment.
Mm-hmm. It's a filler, yeah. Because once a person gets a better grasp of their emotions, they say, okay, I can see why people get excited about it, but overall, it's still a sport, meaning that the players can get hurt, but they're going to get paid. I joke with my buddies, Charles, when I say, listen, you hit the ball 3 out of 10 times, you get a big contract. If you do electrical or plumbing, or even Tommy, because Tommy's with us, if you hung up 10 sheets of drywall, and only 3 of them stay up and the other 7 come down, you're probably not going to have the job long. And it's the same with electrical. If I do 10 plugs and 3 of them work, I'm really not going to last long at that job. So baseball is a game of more or less to entertain the masses. Not to take away from baseball players, it is probably it's a tough craft to learn. It's no different if you're a bowler or a hockey player or gymnastic, as far as I'm concerned.
When I think back, I get mad at myself for not sticking with baseball longer. The amount of money they're getting paid, I could have.
Don't feed them an entire pack in one day.
I guess, Charles, when you're hearing you might have been able to be, that player that becomes a professional baseball player, but there's so many of them, Charles. I'm not saying that you probably couldn't have been one, but there's so many of them. And then, of course, there's club issues you got to deal with, such as, is your family well connected? So.
And
That's another issue, right?
and boy, did they ever love that.
Somebody's well connected, they're gonna get the job before you, of course, even if you're better than them.
Yeah, if you're a team player, and I'm not just talking about, you know, getting along with your players and your coaches. I'm talking about the organization. You know, are you going to be one of those players? You're a superstar, but you're under our reign. You know, when you watch those little World Series, you know, a lot of those kids there, they're being groomed already at a very young age.
Mm-hmm.
And among them,
that's the problem. I didn't have the right grooming. Like, my mother didn't have money for me to go to the batting cage all the time. And a lot of other parents that had money sent their kids to the batting cages. It was expensive.
I had buddies that played.
I find ways to get a little bit of money, but it wasn't enough to better my hitting. I had to just learn on my own for the most part.
Mm-hmm. I had buddies, Charles, that they went to a lot of those basketball camps. The parents were paying $1,000, $2,000. The best some of them got to was university level basketball. And then there was way better basketball players that I played with, but they didn't have that ability. And when they had that natural talent, especially in the college game, you're a dime a dozen. We have that typical 6'3" guy back then that could shoot 3 points and dunk or whatever. Then they started looking for other players, you know, that tall 7-foot player. So baseball is no different too, you know, whether it's a pitcher or a hitter. And then, of course, you have to be also good at fielding too, right?
You have what?
Yeah.
Okay, do you have enough money for everything? Do you have enough money
for a lot of them, Charles, their career is short because most baseball, basketball, football players, they've already put in 10 or 15 years in the minors and in high school or, you know, pee-wee sports.
Yeah, the president.
All right, that's better. Go ahead.
It's like, you know, some baseball players, once you play more than 10 years, then you get like a pension of some sort. Because they're counting on most baseball players aren't going to last that long, or they have drafts, so you're going to be replaced anyway.
I mean, look at fucking Bregman's contract. They signed him for 3 years, but he had the option to opt out after 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what the fuck kind of contract is that?
That's the contract
that's
that
like,
is. Go ahead.
That's like him. They're sucking his dick to get him any way they can. Like, yeah, we'll do this floppy ass contract.
But again, Charles, that's because certain agents work with certain players that are in certain clubs. So not every player in baseball or in football or any other sport have the same agent. So it's not just about money, even though that plays a role in the agent, but it's about I will take care of some of our own. And this is where clubs come involved. So that's why when people talk about shitting on clubs, whether it's a Mason Club, Rosicrucian Club, no, those clubs are there to help benefit people. And those people have kids, and some of those kids are athletic or they're in the music industry. They're going to help their own. It's just part of the human experience. If you had a child, Charles, and you were in the rapping industry and you made it, you would probably have certain doors that you opened up for your kids. They might not be as talented as some other kid that didn't have those opportunities, but you'd probably be able to push your kids quicker and sooner. It's the same word, by the way, sorry. Quicker. But people think a system should be fair. System's never shown that it's fair. Hence, be aware of the system. Try to understand it as best as you can. Masons help each other. Now, what other people do is they assume what Masons are or aren't doing. So they're already prejudging it. They're thinking, well, Mason's good. I said, how do you know? Well, I'm not saying it's bad, but how do you know it's good, let alone vice versa? There's teachings in there. No different if a person was in a club called being a Catholic. How many people that are Catholics are really going to try to understand what is the people that run Catholic, what are they all about? No different people that are Jehovah Witness. How many people are really going to understand what is the purpose of the watchtowers? What they'll do is they'll look at the people that work, or they are Jehovah Witness and they might have some flaws, and then just assume everybody else that is Jehovah Witness are bad people. They could be, but they're still assuming. This part of the world, we value or we watch football, basketball, baseball. Other parts of the world, they watch cricket, rugby, football / soccer. You know, and then people make these comparisons. Well, football is way better than
People play
cricket.
cricket here. They come from Pakistan or India, and they play cricket here in the park over here. I used to watch them when I was younger. There wasn't many of them from that country in that area, but now, man, we're overran with people from India. And I already know why they're here, and a lot of people don't like it because they're buying everything up. And I already knew one day it would come because America just shits all over all these countries. And I knew when I was younger, one day America is going to have its day, but they're going to get fucked up one way or the other.
The thing is, Charles, even when you go to other countries, it's not just American Canadians that are buying everything over there. Those are corporations. So there might be people from here that coming here from India and China that are buying stuff up, but a lot of times it's corporations. Canada and America is a consumer nation. It's not about democracy. That's just a disguise. So when people come here, it doesn't matter if it's the guys that come here that owns a Starbucks or a McDonald's, or people open up mom and pop stores. It's about business. Now, like in Canada and America, the people that live in America and Canada have an opportunity to open up business too if they want to. But if you have a whole bunch of people coming from other countries, they're going to be your consumers. It makes sense that you're going to open up a store. It's about business. It's not about nationalism and religion. You know, it's always fun when I hear people talk about, yeah, but Catholics should only buy from Catholics. No. Catholics should buy from people that sell material that they need. If you don't like that, and I'm just saying this out loud, Charles, if you don't like that, then don't buy things from Home Depot. Don't buy stuff from big stores. Don't buy from Amazon.
Hey, Max, you realize you're muted? I don't know. And what happened to Lucid?
He's chilling.
I'm still here, bro.
He's chilling.
Anyone watch Tommy's documentary?
I haven't.
It's got a good documentary.
No, didn't catch it.
Tommy's very informative. Very informative. What people do with that information, that's on them. But if you're already coming in prejudging, you're going to slant what you're going to hear. Now, is there governments that are shitty? Yes. Is there elites that are shitty? Yes. Is there the masses that are shitty? Yes. You know, and a lot of them do it out of ignorance. Some of them, if they're truly aware of what they're doing, leave them alone.
You got to be careful of, man. I want to go on the boat, but one thing I wonder, would they turn us around? You know,
who would turn us around? Sorry, Charles. Who would turn us around?
The military. We're going to where Tommy wants to go. That's past the 60th parallel. The military probably is really deep out there, and they're just waiting for a boat to annihilate. They got those bullets that are as big as your arm.
The thing is, Charles, if we all were getting paid the same amount of money, this would be probably a better conversation. But because military, police officers, lawyers, and judges, they're getting paid. The people that are protesters, the ones that are genuinely, the ones that are genuinely not, like the genuinely protesters, aren't getting paid. Do they infiltrate it by paying protesters? Yes, because humans have been taught that's where power is. If I don't get paid, why would I do it? Now, that person that says, Dom, I really care about our system, you're the unicorn, or the police officers, I really care. Most police officers aren't the kind of police officer they hate. They don't. They're the ones that are hating, they're unicorns. The ones that are just there to get a job. Okay, you're saying that. You're saying fuck the cops, but there is cops that are there. They're just doing their job. Whether they understand why they're doing it, that's another story. But for most people, they can understand getting paid. That's why when people talk about sports, they don't talk about, well, what it took to be a really great athlete. They talk about how much are they getting paid. That is where power is, not money, is conditioning people to chase things over and over again, hoping for a different result. That's now at that point what becomes insane. Insanity.
Time and attention.
Yeah, with you. Time and attention. Or energy and attention, whatever word we use to play with it, whatever suits a person. So in that particular case, the police for a lot of women, they would need, especially if men decide like, I can do whatever I want. I said, really? I get where you're coming from, Charles, where you've probably been, harmed in a lot of ways. But the system's not based on one person. And when people start colluding together because they've been harmed the same way, that's called a cult. They might as well buy Nike equipment and wait for some spaceship to come across them, and they could all fucking drink the purple liquid.
The thing that's different nowadays is the police are militarized. They're armed to the teeth. Fucking back in the days, not all the cops were pricks like today. A lot of them respected your so-called rights, and they weren't there. They didn't look for problems. They weren't like, well, how do I know this and how do I know that? How do I know you ain't got a gun? Take your hands out of your pocket. Sit on the curb. Lay down like a dog. They don't rip people cars apart, lying, talking about they smell weed. All these cops are just beyond crooked.
Okay, so back in the day, Charles, let's go back into the day. You would have communities. You would have communities, and then people would become.
What about back in the night? Let's go back in the night.
But let's go back into generations. Okay, so I'm going with this conversation, Charles. I'm just giving you a different spin. So back in the day, when they had communities and they had police officers, they had lawyers and judges, they would be of the same community. So you would know there's one of my boys. He's a police officer among us. That's why they would know each other.
Now.
But today,
you're right about that. If they lived in the community, they would respect the community more.
Yeah, but the thing is, once you bring in technology like a car, a plane, a boat, that was the death of the community. Because everybody has to work somewhere else to earn more money, have a different lifestyle. So now, what you're having now is you're having somebody that didn't grow up in your community being a police officer. So now knowing that, how can you expect a police officer was throwing into a puppy mill situation, but they never grew up in that situation? So now this is where people turn around and say, well, I don't like the police officer because you don't know who they are. Because if you did, the person said, okay, I'll have some lenient on you. But your parents should teach you what the difference between, if you're going to do this judging game, what is right and wrong in the system. What's right and wrong for you might have nothing to do with how the system works. But if people say, well, Dom, I want to do my own way, well, then fucking leave civilization. Go to nature. It'll teach you in a short period of time. And we'll keep the gate open because you'll be here within a week. Those nomad ones, they're funny creatures. It's usually the people say, Dom, I'm going to live off the grid. Those are the funny ones. Dom, I'm going to live off the grid. I said, but you're taking that car, right? Sure you are. You're taking the Wi-Fi. Yes, you are. You're not living off the grid. You're full of shit. You're a selfish human being.
I don't have a car.
Yeah, because the guy that wants to be, or the person that wants to be the nomad, he's already out there. He's not talking about this shit online. I get it, Charles. Most people are wounded. They're hurt. And they want to shit on other people. I'm pretty sure the elite could shit on us. I'm pretty sure animals could shit on us. Sure they do. The only difference is they've got into power. Now, if people don't want that power, then take the power back. Leave. Now, they might turn around and say, I was born here. Where are you? Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm with you, Charles. But you be the kind of guy they hang upside down and fucking duct tape you upside down and leave you there for a couple of days to make you an example. They wouldn't kill you. That would be a bonus. They would just duct tape you upside down. Yeah, you say that, Charles. You say that, Charles. Unless you're going to openly admit you have a death wish.
No. Okay. I already know what to expect. I've been in the system plenty of times.
Charles, the American system is fucking pale. The system I'm talking about is what they would do with characters like you. They would snap a couple of fingers first. That's a bonus being in prison. That's an American system. In other systems, they would round up a bunch. Charles, in other systems, they would round up some of these gangsters and they would shoot one. Do we have a problem anymore? Today you got lucky. That's a vacation, even though it's tough out there. That's still a vacation. I don't wish that on anybody, including you. But if you saw a couple of your buddies fucking getting their throats fucking slit and said, listen, we let you guys live.
Yeah, getting sliced. You want a razor. You don't want to get sliced with some serrated blade.
No, you don't, Charles. I'm with you there, Charles. That's just more crime on humanity. Fuck, we already have a
Definitely
shitload
want
of
a
that.
razor. Because serrated blades don't heal good.
The fact that you know that, Charles, well done.
Hold on, isn't that liberation?
See, Max gets it. There's a different version of liberation now. Like, I get
My
the crime
voice
on
ain't big enough for them to come after me. I got a little voice. They're not worried about me.
They'll get to you eventually.
Yeah, they do. They do in a twisted way.
They already have.
Yeah.
We'll just slowly poison their foods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry, they haven't
When
forgotten
they
about you,
killed
Charles.
my mother and my uncle. Well, I'll say my uncle killed himself because he did too many drugs. But yeah, my aunt. I'm surprised my aunt didn't pass away. She's on all types of fucking meds. You know, they give to diabetics. You know what's crazy? The medicine that diabetics take. I don't know if it's the insulin or it's something else, but my friend Christos got his toes cut off. My friend Junior's about to get his toes cut off. My aunt had her toes cut off. And I know a couple other people, and they're all on that same medicine. Come to find out, I seen a video that medicine they're giving these people ain't even solving the problem. It just kind of masks it. You know, he said having diabetes is a parasite in your pancreas.
Mm.
And it's easy to get rid of, but they don't want you to be cured because they're making crazy money. Imagine how much they get paid knowing that shit is gonna fuck your fingers and toes up and they're gonna get cut off. How much they charge a state for that operation. I mean, these people are diabolical, man. That's why it does pay to know your shit, because no one's gonna tell you but you for the most part. It's terrible. All these people on these oxygen machines, they just gave my roommate an oxygen machine. Terrible. It seems my roommate can't breathe. The breathing is worse after using asthma pumps and the fucking thing they got in that oxygen machine. You know, who knows what they're putting in that stuff. I had a friend, two friends I had them tanks. One had to wear one when he slept, and then my other friend walked around with it, and they're breathing went to shit.
So, Charles, these big corporations that sell liquor, smokes, and all these types of things, are they in it, or are they responsible, or should they be responsible for people's health or business?
They should be responsible with the product they sell and what they put in it. You know.
Have they ever openly admitted that? Have they ever openly admitted that?
What, that they poison stuff?
No. Put aside poisoning. I'm just talking about, are they responsible? You're saying that they should be responsible for the health, but have they openly ever admitted that?
Admitted what?
That they're about health.
I'm talking about products in general. Like,
okay, I'm with you, but I'm kind of encompassing by corporation.
What would happen to me, a regular Joe Schmo that doesn't have any money, and I'm selling candy bars with fucking sulfuric acid in it? What do you think's gonna happen to Chuck? They're gonna put me on death row. But these guys, poison drinking water and other stuff. I'll just say what products in the store. I won't even go that far. Baby powder. I forgot the stuff that was in it at that time, but it gave a lot of women.
Yeah, they already set aside the money for those people that they harm.
Okay, so when people earn money and they choose to go to other subsidiaries like Walmart or Macy's or these grocery stores, they're not forcing anybody to do this stuff. Okay, and at the same time, there's other people, whether they get harmed by it or not, are going to buy stuff or purchase stocks in the stock market. So again, Are these corporations openly talking about health or business? I'm trying to tell you, they're openly always talking about business. They're not responsible for people's well-being. They're just not.
They're selling poison.
They might be, Charles. I'm with you.
And they should be executed.
Then at that point, you would have to find out who would have to be executed. Because the corporation, you're not going to kill.
Even though they call them
a lot of companies, a lot of things like military, police, lawyers, and all that, even if they wanted to, as a listen, you realize you've been working for the system the whole time. You know, now they might say, yeah, but the government, no, government's just middle management. That's not who we work for or who we fuel. So when a person wants to smoke, if they want to smoke natural tobacco or liquor, that's fine. But once you start buying it based on your comforts and convenience, that you can go down the street, go to the grocery store, buy a fucking pack of smokes, buy some liquor, whatever. And then they turn around and say, yeah, but they're poisoning us. No, they're not. You're counting on other people to bring you your convenience. Now, if you live in a community that you know certain people eat certain types of food, you would cater to that. But that's not these big companies' responsibility. See, this is where people have to start taking accountability for themselves. I might say, listen, the masses are the ones that they're the issues. Where's the accountability for oneself? Like, I get it. People are going to lie. That's a human behavior. People are going to be deceitful. Holding them accountable. What's that?
I'm joking.
No, I get you.
You said people are going to lie, and I said, stop lying.
There you go. You make a business creed where you do no harm.
Or you treat others better than you treat yourself. But then most of these people, whether they're directly involved, and most of them aren't directly involved or indirectly involved, aren't going to make the joining of the pieces together. So you're telling me, Dom, that if I'm working at a factory, that some of these parts could be done by sweatshops? Probably. Now the question would be for them. Let's find out for sure. Would you leave your job? Well, no. Then why would I do the research then? See, most people are not honest with themselves. Given the opportunity, if you could sell a product that could harm other people, not time out, Dom, I don't want to hear that part. Okay, then we'll put lawyers between us. What do you mean? If we do get caught, or they find out later on that some of these products can be harmful to the human race, we're gonna basically lawyer up. Why? Because it's always about business. It's never about health. Because if it's about health, then everybody has to take accountability for themselves. That's like a slave bitching and complaining about how a master whips him. You know you're a slave, right? Well, yeah. And you know there's a reason why we don't give you blunt instruments. Why? Because true slaves will say, listen, I'm not going to kill somebody else. I'll fucking slit my own throat. And you know what they used to do in the day? If they were going to be believers, if a slave was ever to die, they'd put it in the system that they would say, the rest of you have to die because of him. That's how you get them out. Dare not be with a gang that, hey, if we kill the gang leader, you all have to kill yourself. Well, I don't want to do that. But then why are you in a gang? That's why the concept, keep your enemies closer. When we see them openly reporting about certain people that they've taken down, is because they did something to offend the system, not because they give a shit about the rest of us. So when I'm hearing you, Charles, I get it. Either A, that you're an agent, or you're being naive in some areas. Like, okay, so who are these people we're talking about? These police officers have family. These military people have family. These corporations have family. And yes, have some of our loved ones been poisoned by the system? Yes, most of us have actually been poisoned. And then we become diabetics, have heart attacks. But where's our accountability? We become a society that when you wake up in the morning, you break your fast with some coffee, some sugar, and some donuts. That's not a healthy way of eating, but we still do it because it's convenient. The ones that don't do it, no problem. I'm pretty sure something else you do is not probably healthy for you. Are you a smoker? There you go. Are you a drinker? Sure you are. Do you hit your dopamine with online things? Sure you do. Do you drive in traffic and always being disturbed by the noise pollution? Well, I'm not fully aware of it, but probably. There you go. Where's our accountability? It's easy to shit on anybody else, and that's what they do. They purposely put out clubs out there. Hey, let's make Donald Trump the puppet of the year now. Why? Because we know everybody's going to shit on him. But at the end of the day, for him, I'm still a billionaire. And I made a lot of connection along the way. So you citizen scar, sorry, who are you? You're insignificant to us.
But it entertains them, though.
Well, I'm being entertained. You know, and I'm liberated, and I'm a believer now today.
You're a liberated believer. Throw some faith in there, too.
I'm probably going to jump off at 3 hours.
No problem.
Where we at? 2:37?
Yeah, I got to get rolling, guys. It's a pleasure.
Ciao, Lucid. Have a beautiful one, boss.
Yeah, you too, man.
Have a great day, Lucid.
Later, Chuck.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you guys.
Have a great one.
See the responsibility we put on Lucid? Have a great one. See, now there's no flexibility in that now.
Nope. You can't not have a great day now.
Well, and if he does, he can't tell us.
Oh, yeah. Well.
Because we'd be liars then.
Lucid works a lot. He's raising his son.
Good for him.
That's why he don't be around a lot. It's a lot of work raising a child.
Yeah.
You guys still here? Sorry, guys. I had to phone.
I'm looking for something.
Mac's gonna hang out with a bunch of my buddies. We're all in our 60s. We always meet for coffee, about 4 or 5 of us, and this kind of conversation continues.
Ah.
We always joke with each other. We're recycled teenagers being aware of how the system, especially us being from Canada, we find a lot of our leaders funny, right? So.
Well, people our age are used to hanging out in the shopping malls and the coffee shops.
Yeah. Most of the boys. Go ahead, Max. I'm sorry.
I'm just going to say, I think there's ways to slow down aging, especially these oscillators. Oh, yeah, I got a video. Hold on. Let's see if a real quick video. Did I show you guys this?
The ring being in effect a one-turn shorted secondary. A smaller ring will react even more violently. Here is another ring. This one made of a material we say is non-conductive. And it is completely unaffected. Here is another example. Several thousand watts of power were involved in that spark. If we replace the spark gap with a copper coil, the same power now flows through the coil. It's invisible, has no effect on many substances, but it can generate a lot of heat. Wood, paper, things that we think of as being quite inflammable are not affected at all. However, a piece of steel wool bursts into flame instantly. Did you ever fry an egg on a coal stove? It's no trick at all, if you have the right equipment. This is a cold hot plate, and because it's cold, you can make it out of wood, if you like. Just be sure that there's a coil of wire inside and that you connect that coil to a high-voltage alternating current source. The rest is easy. As long as we're being different, we'll use motor oil instead of Crisco. The egg fries very quickly, but the stove remains perfectly cold. In fact, if you wish to keep it handy, you can fry your egg on the morning newspaper. With a gadget like this, you can get up in the morning, sit on the stove, read the morning newspaper, and fry the eggs in your lap. Another example of the fact that physical forces can be quite selective in their effect.
That was fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, let it be known that you don't have to die, especially here in America. If you've been sent home to die, you better watch this video.
Narrated.
Check this out.
Let me give you a quick rundown of the features of this laser. So this switch right here turns the whole thing on. Then you can see the readouts there for the battery voltage and temperature. Then these switches right here are what turn on the water pump and the cooling fans, which are impressively quiet, I have to say. Then the safety switch is right here, which of course arms the laser. Then these knobs right here control the PWM frequency.
Oh, hold on. I want to see him shoot it.
No, I am about to put it back. I thought I could pause it. This dude got fucking fans at the top. Like a fans from a computer to keep it cool. That's dope.
Let me give you a quick rundown of the features of this laser. So this switch right here turns the whole thing on. Then you can see the readouts there for the battery voltage and temperature. Then these switches right here are what turn on the water pump and the cooling fans, which are impressively quiet, I have to say. Then the safety switch is right here, which of course arms the laser. Then these knobs right here control the PWM frequency and duty cycle. But for the time being, I'm just going to leave these maxed out. And then the trigger right here is what finally fires the laser. Pretty cool, right? The beam ignites the wood basically instantly. And you can even hear a little explosion as the pyrolyzed vapors catch fire as well. Let's pop some balloons. Out if it can, if this thing can weld.
Man, I need one of these.
I can see it glowing and sparking. That's gonna be good.
That's dope.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I think that's all of them. The one I liked the most was this one right here. And
The ring being in
you see the
effect for
part-
one
I
turn
should've
shorted
stopped it.
secondary.
I'll show you what part I'm talking about. Where he puts the
A smaller ring will
man,
react
that
even
shit
more
shot up.
violently.
The part where he puts the
Here is another ring. This one made of a
man,
material we say is
the
non-conducting,
steel wool.
and it is completely unaffected. Here is another example. Several thousand watts of power were involved in that spark. If we replace the spark gap with a copper coil, the same power now flows through the coil. It's invisible, has no effect on many substances, but it can generate a lot of heat. Wood, paper, things that we think of as being quite inflammable, are not affected at all. However, a piece of steel wool bursts into flame instantly. Did you ever fry an egg on a coal stove? It's no trick at all, if you have the right equipment.
That's the part with the steel wool.
Yeah.
How it bursted.
Yeah.
And it makes me think about the Twin Towers, but he's using fucking sound and frequency to start a fire.
Electricity he's using.
No, I think it was sound. Yeah, that's what he said in the beginning.
The ring being in effect a one-turn shorted secondary. A smaller ring will react even more violently.
He said the sound theory. Anyway.
Well, that's on the first device. That doesn't carry through to every device.
True. I have to look at it again.
He's talking about the first device there, and then he moves on to the other ones. Where he's using electricity.
It's about. Let's see.
Renegade. Hi, Renegade.
What's up, Renegade? Come on. What is this video?
Look behind the gentleman in the pink shirt. You're going to see two big bold numbers. It says BB18. Those are...
Go from New York to Brazil, Buenos Aires, and then Antarctica without ever coming up to the surface for air. And you can do it all at way more than 1,000 miles an hour on magnetic levitation trends.
My bad. I hit the wrong button.
Yeah, we should all travel around in tubes.
Man, I would love to find one of them trains and just like hide in the train and travel everywhere for free. But I guarantee you it's fucking got security like never before. Or maybe not. Maybe you know, who's ever wandered down there, right? Like, I guarantee you no one's ever
A
wandered
lot of
down.
abandoned rails. There's a lot of abandoned rails under some major cities in the U.S.
True. True. What's up, Renegade? Let me see if I got the link. See if Renegade's busy. Do, 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 do. Man. You know, talking about sound and how listening to sound like music, like listening to some rap music puts me in the mood to like hurt somebody or smack somebody, right? Some of it. And I said, well, listening to classical music, I've never seen anyone listen to classical music and get all hyped up and want to slap someone. People listen to classical music, like when my grandfather listened to it, he'd be chilled out, just thinking and lounging.
Hmm.
But a lot of heavy metal and hip hop, you know, these mosh pits and shit. If you know, I said this to Dom yesterday, I think it was. If people are in a mosh pit dancing around, elbowing each other and going all nuts, it's probably doing the same thing on a molecular level. Got your fucking body going haywire.
Yeah. I don't know. A few of the symphonies I could see you doing like a dance of death with a sword, you know? Just a very fluid way of harming people. But yeah, generally, classical music will calm you down. It's good to play to plants, apparently. And chickens like it a lot.
It helps with studying. People, you know, I've done it years ago when I had a tough time focusing on things. Playing Baroque music did help. Sorry, guys, I had to deal with something. When Charles, you were playing that video earlier about the gentleman being a scientist and showing how to cook certain things and the elements. A lot of those things are labs that people get paid a lot of money to basically come to those awareness and how that certain tech works. And it drives us when it comes to how do we harness that now and sell other things like refrigeration, stoves, microwaves. And then you do find out, whether then or later on, some of that technology can actually be harmful to the body.
Yep.
You know, the advent of radio or the frequencies that radios receive or electricity and lining your houses with electrical lines can play havoc on us.
Oh, Niagara Falls, when they used to have the power lines just above the ground, they ended up with a lot of mutated animals.
Mm-hmm.
They figured out that they had to put them about 50 feet up, the high-powered ones, or more. I know you'd know how the distances in that, probably better than me.
I'm an installer more times than not. And if I did, I know, but as the goes back to being any kind of profession, as an installer, more times than not, you don't become aware of it until you actually do a little due diligence. Like I install LED lights and then find out that what the diodes can do to the brain.
Yeah.
You know, they've done studies where, again, I have to be a believer because I didn't do the study, where those big hydro lines and then kids used to play underneath it, you know, school grounds. And then they were doing some studies. People with certain blood type, like an A, it would reverse a negative to a positive. So we literally are harming our environment to entertain the mind, or in this case, the brain, in exchange for the body has to pay the price. And some people do pay that price heavily. Obviously, Max, you shared some things that your body's paid with.
Yeah.
You know, where other people's like, okay, so you're a diabetic. Okay, there's so many people are diabetic. So is chemtrail, is there certain things that we're putting in the environment for the advancement of Wi-Fi coming at an expense where some people are becoming diabetic or Alzheimer's?
Yeah, the closer you live to a Wi-Fi, or not a Wi-Fi, but a 3G or 4G, 5G tower, the higher your blood sugar becomes.
Mm-hmm.
So
as we're actually enjoying, whether we are enjoying it or just occupying ourselves by going onto these online interactions with each other, we are participating in the harm of each other. How many of us would actually give up and say, that's it, no more. I'm going to get rid of my cell phone, my laptop, you know, I might as well get rid of my TV while I'm there. Yeah, but Tom, it's not really harming you. No, let's go zero tolerance.
Yeah. What if you could live 15 years longer without this technology? You know, would you get rid of it?
You would have other people, yeah, but are they going to be healthy 15 years? Are they going to be comfortable 15 years? And it's only 15 years. Talk to me when it's 30 years. Well, we're in immortal forms. You know what I mean? Like, am I going to be rich in those 15 years? Well, no. Well, then I guess. Hey, renegade.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Peace, everyone. Peace.
Oh, hold on.
Your audio is terrible.
Is my audio terrible?
Oh, there we go.
I got it. I fixed it. You're good.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so what's good?
Not much. How you been, Renegade?
Oh, super soft. Me and Atlas, plenty of snow. It's like 19 Celsius minus over here now, so it's like super winter. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, hanging around with the dog and the cat, them like hugging each other. And I think my cat thinks he's a dog now. It's like he's acting more
I
like
forgot
Atlas.
your dog's name again. Atlas, right?
Yeah, Atlas. Yeah. 3-eye Atlas.
The 3-eye Atlas.
Yeah, what the fuck is going on with that crappy thing? I'm not
I think it died out.
Yeah, I've heard about it. It's like checking it out. And for me, it's light beams and things moving. Just for like 30, for about 15 minutes ago, I was out and smoking a bit and was looking up. And I was like, that's not an airplane. No. And it was quiet, traveling fast. And it's definitely not a satellite. But have they started up to doing type of drone type of things up in the sky now? Because something is moving up there, guys. And for a couple of months ago, I checked it out, and one of those lights stopped and stand still for like 20 minutes and then travel away again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who knows what they got up there? What AI put up there?
I mean,
like AI could be like the
year,
movie 9.
Yeah, but it's not many days a year you got the opportunity to check out the skies because it's cloudy. And in the summertime, you don't see the stars, especially here in Sweden. It's so like 24/7 daylight in the summer. So I got like 10 days a year when I really can watch the skies. That's crazy, man. No time to observe.
Cool, you caught something doing something interesting.
Yeah. So, Renegade, you weren't here earlier, so I need to ask. Are you a believer?
No, I don't believe.
You're not a believer?
Present. Yeah,
okay.
But I believe. I can say I'm more slightly a knower than a believer.
So, what is 3 Atlas?
3-eye Atlas. I don't know what it is, but
okay, so you're a believer then.
Definitely a phenomenon.
So well, I don't enjoy when people that are non-believers pretend that they're not believers.
Yeah.
So when you see things in the sky, when they've talked openly about they could put a third sun up in the sky, or a second sun. So until we actually know for sure what 3 Atlas is, the only thing you can be is a believer. Remember, you're using a language that you had to be conditioned, so you are a believer. You're entertaining the ideal. That's what I mean when I say you're a believer. An ideal is a belief. You're saying, so you're welcome.
But believe is not all the way to the source, man. It's like you're halfway through, and I'm beyond that type of thinking because I would like to know instead of just believe. But I was listening to the thing you talk about, this LED light. Can you please go deep on that? Because I've been thinking, it's LED lights everywhere, man.
LEDs have diodes in it, and what the diodes do in the LEDs, like what Book does, it entranges your brain to go from left to right or right to left. It's an entrainment. So when people
That's
have
fucking
LED,
crazy.
it can be, or
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, think about the soft lights that we used to have, and now they have all these bright light. Again, there's a transformation going on right now in this age, and I'm joking when I say this, Renegade, about where
Interesting, man. Wow.
the three Atlas could be a being of some sort, and if it enters our
It's a
atmosphere,
flying fucking dildo. That's what it is.
it could be, Charles. It could be battery operated, hopefully.
Yo,
I love you, Charles. I love Charles.
man.
That's it. Battery operated. Let's put battery on. So if it enters our atmosphere, it might do a disturbance to us. People start having backaches, headaches. So again, we're in these forms. So again, we're only speculating at this point, and then we're also talking about what other people are doing as speculation. We don't know for sure.
Yeah, as you said about the believer, I'm more like a speculating.
Yeah, we are speculating.
A believer, yeah. I'm not a believer. Seriously, rather I know and I don't know a shit. Okay.
Yeah, because even if you do know, then you can apply discernment. So if somebody tells us, whether through some sort of media, whether it's written or whatever, the only thing you can do is become a believer to a certain point. Because I'm not there. I'm not there.
Everyone is like, I heard that guy said that it's like that, and I looked at that, and this guy said it works like this, and I'm like, oh, get the fuck out of here, man! I have to try it by myself. It's so much. It's like we're living in a rumor type of world.
Telephone. It's called a telephone game. Yeah, but we can use critical thinking, such as let's say they give us a language. We'll call that 3 Atlas. How does it serve me, let alone how does it serve the environment? We can start pondering those things. But for a lot of people, it's like, I don't really care about that kind of stuff. I said, then why are you entertaining it then?
Yeah.
There's so many things that we can entertain ourselves with.
Cool. Yeah, I was like, hey, Chuck, nice to see you again. It's been a while. And I've been so chilled from YouTube and panels and stuff like that. So I'm like,
that's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. I've been listening. I've been checking things out sometimes, but still, you and I, we had was a hardcore time there for 2 years ago, when we were like 24/7 on the internet, YouTube type, and I was like, after a time, I was like, no. And then my dog pops up, and the last 3 years, especially this year, is like he's all the time. All the time, 100% me and him. Yeah. So and to disconnect from all these type of things is like you need that time. So, but today it was like, I have to pop up and say hello to my wonderful, super nice friend Chuck. Yo, man, I love you, man. It's like, that's actually what I would like to say tonight. It's like I have some few friends on still rocking, and I'm really enjoying that you doing this, Chuck, man. Because sometimes I can be listening to you guys, not typing anything in the chat. It's like listening to a radio. Thank you, guys. You're wonderful.
I want to come out to Sweden one day, man, in the summer.
Oof. Yeah,
I gotta try to get a passport. I gotta try to get a passport.
But I've been thinking about this. I've been checking up people.
I don't know if they'll let me in Sweden.
But I don't want to go out in that grid, I don't want to go out in airplanes and sniffers and I don't know, man. It's like a strange science fiction world to travel in this.
Can you come to the U.S.?
Yeah, I would definitely go, but get rid of Trump, Vance, and all of those bastards and clear the area, and then I can just walk into the airport and I would like to go there, but today, man, they're fucking sticking up things up in your ass just to cross the border. No.
What?
I'm not.
Yeah, they watch social media for like 5 years.
Yeah.
They want to know your biometrics.
What is that shit called? A lobotomy? What is that called? When they stick their fucking arm up your ass? What is that called?
No, so I'm not participating in that
What
type
is
of
it called when you're like 40 something and you got to go to the doctors to put their fucking finger up your ass? That's called
prostate. Yeah,
Called a
cancer up
sport.
in your balls. Yeah.
Yeah, you're having a
a
sport.
what?
A sport.
Prostate exam.
Oh.
Nah. That's
Once you do it
terrible,
more than
man.
once, Charles, you're not doing it just for the examination.
I know. So it makes me wonder. You know, I think you don't even need those checkups. They just are freaky fucks, and they like to finger butthole.
Charles, this is the fourth time this week you're here. You're not really in it for the examination, are you?
I thought it was a ritual.
There.
Kind of like a ritual, isn't it? You know?
It's a form of Max. It's a form of liberation.
Yes.
It's all fun, guys. So they do the examination. They put it in a little container. They send it to some lab, and they said, "Listen, tell him he has cancer."
Yeah.
That's it. How do you prove otherwise? And then people say, "Well, he had remission." Well, there's a chance I never had it.
Well, we got to spread it out. Give the next guy AIDS.
Yeah. But then again, the question would be, because people have done some due diligent work scientifically, what is cancer? And is it there to serve? You know, when cancer cells get activated, it's trying to tell some people, if not a lot of people, your body's in disease mode. So what has gone array? Your food intake, your liquids, your environment. You know, some people, their body could be triggered into disease mode. And then they have cancer cells being activated because white cells and white cells can't deal with that.
Well, you're probably deficient in pills. You have a pill deficiency.
Well, I've had this conversation recently when people were talking about drugs. There's a big difference between medicine and drugs. One can actually be a drug, but it's still medicine. And the other one is just some sort of medicine that most people forget. Well, most people aren't even aware that when they do studies and they do examinations for a certain medicine, or in this case, not medicine, pharmaceutical stuff, it's tested on healthy people that are a certain type of blood. So then when they give it to the masses, that's what's called side effects, because they've never tested it on people that are unhealthy.
Whoa, man. Whoa. And there. Wow. Yeah.
That's unfortunate. A lot of people aren't aware of that. So they're taking medicine thinking that, or in this case, pills, that they say it'll work for me. No, it was tested on healthy people. It must have been a placebo at that point.
I heard that every white pill that I'm selling, the base for every white pill is from petroleum. So it's actually gas, oil. Every single pill is from petroleum. So you're actually eating fire, man.
Yum, yum. Where can I get some of that renegade? Petroleum with some soy.
Yeah. So eat from the nature, man. I'm totally off of that grid. I'm only eating from nature, man. Only herbs, and if I get pain in my head, I go.
That's yummy stuff.
Elk weed and that's
you
good
ever
stuff.
tried this stuff, Renegade?
Yeah, of course I have, man.
Oh yeah.
Check out Indian food from India.
What this? What is this?
Anise?
Anise.
It's a licorice taste. You can literally get I enjoy eating those stuff. People like drinking Zambuca has actually that kind of taste in it. It's like a licorice taste.
Yeah, Zambuca, man. Yeah.
Makes great tea. Nice tea.
With some of this, some real cinnamon sticks. Right? You don't, not the crushed shit that has additives. And I'm gonna try one of these with cinnamon. I forgot what else my friend from the Dominican island drinks it every day.
Yeah.
He said it cleans you out. I'm gonna put some ginseng. I got the powder ginseng. You know, I don't have. I could get the fresh, but and then I'm gonna try a couple other things to cleanse my body. I want to do a good parasite cleanse, but I want the proper stuff, and I want someone to show me how to do it.
Yeah.
You know,
I can give you some advice, man. I'm not gonna take it today, but I mean, we can have a chat on Telegram one day. I try to call you sometimes, man. You have to pick up the phone. But the thing is, all the remedies
Give you my
is from the
number.
nature, man. Everything is there. It's like ginger, everything. And you don't have to take it every day. It's like when your body and when you self feeling that now it's time for this and that, you take it. You don't have to take it every day. But still, it's like there's so many plenty good stuff just around the corner. Oi. It's actually very easiness and basic, these type of things, you know? It's like
You can make it every day. You do a different one, you know. Like I use a lot of oregano, and then oregano is a good cleanser, and all kinds of places.
They said oregano oil is good too, but that's hard to find oregano oil.
But you can buy it in Sweden.
What?
We have.
Yeah, I can get it.
You know what else I
I
use
can get
too?
it. It's like,
When I cook, if I eat like a steak or something, I put fresh. I make sure I go to the butcher now to get my stuff, and even then I get nervous, you know, because who knows where this shit's coming from nowadays. But I try my best, and I go to. We have a butcher up the street.
That's good. Yeah.
You know, if you believe you're doing the best you can for yourself, you're going to be.
Yeah.
Because believing is the biggest part of your health. So if you believe you're doing the best for yourself, it will work.
Yeah, man.
Awesome.
Yeah, I sound like Max. Yeah, most definitely.
I put parsley and what's the other stuff? Parsley and cilantro fresh. I heard cilantro cleans you out, and I gotta try basil. What type of basil do you use? The leaf, the dry leaf, or?
Yeah, the leaves. You can. I mean, if it's fresh, you can eat it directly, man. You can even dry it. And if you buy one of those pots in the grocery shop, you can also take them and split them aside and put them down in new earth, dirt, and you get more basil. It's like super easy to grow. So what
Holy
I'm doing
basil is really good, I heard.
Oh yeah, but it has to be cold pressed because the thing is, oil is actually really, really dangerous for the body, you know. And what they do the thing is they heat up the oil and harden it because it's cheaper to fry things and blah blah blah, make it cook and all. The thing is with hardened fat, it can't leave the body. It can't leave the body. Stay in the body. Look at you guys over there in USA. You got overweight people, massive, plenty. And check the things what they're eating. They're eating hardened fat. That is olive oil, blah 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 oil, heating it up to a high temperature, so it gets hard. And that is not mentioned to be in the body. No way. You should eat real 100% butter from the cows. If you need oil, olive oil, cold press. But even there is a scam business going on. They say that it is, but it's not, you know.
Yeah, you got to check the label.
Yeah, you have to, man. It's like mafia business totally. So
a lot of them sneak canola in there.
Yeah, all the seeds oils is like no. And if you look at oil, it got different density. So your body need like one oil, not 10 different oil, because it's gonna be different density in your body, you know. So
good one, Tommy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So food is the thing, and I'm not buying any like half. Sorry, my bad English sometimes because this is my second language, but I mean half fabricated things.
Processed foods, yeah.
Yeah, processed food is like, I've done a thing with my dog Atlas. He's gonna be 6 years now, and I picked him up when he was 2 years old, and I gave him the best dog food, I thought.
Yeah.
And then suddenly I got a book in my hand. It's a woman write a book that called My Dog Wants Real Food. And I was like, damn, I have to read this one.
Yeah.
Because the veterinary, the doctors to the dogs, and they're making plenty of money of all the disease. And dogs is always like having plenty of disease. That's the normal type of thing, the narrative of having a dog. And I'm like, fuck this
Yeah.
shit. So I open up that book, and the first words in that book was, your dog is 0.2% from the wolf. That's it. A dog is 0.2 from the wolf. You got exactly the same inside. Even how the dog looks like outside, you got the exactly an anatomy and everything as a wolf. And the wolf only eats raw meat. So the wolf only eats raw meat. Yeah. Oh, come on, man.
It's a new song. I took a shit here, I took a shit there. Oh, my bad, I ruined the whole thing.
I have not made it to President's Choice.
I can't spell pharmaceuticals without harm. Pharmaceuticals. Hey, we should make some clothing lines. Some shirts that say pharmaceuticals and then cross out the P. And then capitalize harm. I still have yet to create a shirt. I have ideas about the hot stove.
All you did was steal the Bonanza song.
Cool.
Bonanza.
Oh yeah.
Bonanza.
My roommate watches them shows, man, and the songs stick to
Let the
my
mind
head.
work.
What's the other show?
You got mind wormed.
It was the Twilight Zone. Damn, what was the other one that came on? Fuck. It really stuck to my head. Man.
Now I'm looking up how to make your own cat food. What a good idea.
Yeah, but the thing is, to continue with this dog food, is that it's the same as the pharmaceutical companies. Them selling this dry food to the dogs mixed with vegetables. The thing is, the dogs should only be, and the cat, mono feeding. If they're gonna eat, they're gonna eat meat.
Yeah, I try to get them to eat meat, but they don't really go for it.
No, maybe
they're not used to it, right? I gotta
exactly,
make it in some form that they like.
Yeah, but if you're just stopping with that food, after a while they're gonna be hungry anyway. So then you pick up the good stuff. See what I mean? It's like them hunters, man. They should, a cat and a dog, them only eating raw meat. If you cook it, you sterilize the food, you know.
Yeah.
And their type of stomach is that they got, if you got the pH level, check this out. A cat and a dog have 1 pH. It's a battery acid. We humans have like 4 pH. But the dog and the cat, so it's like, as soon as they put something in the mouth, down to the stomach, it frattens up like battery acid, pH 1. So they can't be affected of bad chicken and stuff like that. You can actually leave the meat until it's rotten and they will allow it, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, but today we're feeding our dogs and cats with this type of, dry food and cat. And it's actually poison, man. So I was mad at myself. For 2 years, I was like, damn, what have I done after reading this book? And then them should not eat regularly. They should eat like random, because the wolf, think as the wolf. How is the wolf hunting? And when they can't find meat and raw meat, they eat cow shit, they eat blueberries, raspberries, and all of that kind of stuff. So they don't need that thing. And also, what she written in this book is after a meal of meat, the day after they need to fast. No, nothing, just water. And then you go over to like vegetables and fruits. So now my dog is eating like red melon, apples, bananas, and the next day is like sweet potatoes, cabbage, and stuff like that. And the third day is raw meat. Right? And the thing is that he was itching in his ear so much, and he's like shaking in the legs. And when I started to do this thing with him, it all stopped. And I've been doing this for like 4 months now, and he's like perfect shape. He's like, whoa, he's a real dog now, man.
Nice.
Yeah. And I mean, the animals are like, what can he do? They eat what we present for them. It's like, here you go. They have nothing. They have no choices, man. So
actually, cats have choices. I found.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
My friend, he had a cat decide to move in with him because he liked the food.
Yeah,
he just moved into my friend's house, and then he started feeding him food, and he eventually figured out which one he liked. And
cool.
But he made the choice.
That's cool. Yeah. So I have a dog and have a cat in the same house, and it's like them like hugging each other. Super cool. Yeah.
I guess, guys, when I'm hearing you guys talk about it, are animals supposed to be domestic or wild?
Wild.
Well, cats choose to be domestic.
Okay, well, they have it in more.
I mean,
they're kind of the rarity, you know.
You guys want to stay on here?
Yeah,
you don't mind, Charles. Yeah.
But if a dog loves you and he would like to be with you,
all right, I'll be back.
Thanks, Charles.
I mean,
I guess
buy it. I mean, go in the shop and buy a dog as we do today. We buy a cat. It's like, for me, it's not natural, but still they need someone. And the most high in the bed, you can't get even worse if you're bad to an animal. But I see people are lovely to their animals. That's the most high for me, you know. It's like, it's like taking care of kids, you know. Yeah.
But you're saying a word. It's not natural. It's not nature. Nature's actually wild and untamed.
Yeah.
So once we domestify the animals, we can understand them because we've become so domestified. So now, when animals hunt, they hunt in wild. There's a value to the adrenaline of their catch. This is why when people talk about the elites, the way you kill something or whatever, they want that adrenaline. Now, do you make it a clean kill, or do you actually harm the animal, put it aside, let it be calm, then finish it? There's a lot to be said about wild game. But for most people, I get it when people say don't eat, don't give them dry food because then they would eat a whole bunch of liquid. But once people understand wild, there's cycles. So this is why we've forgotten when are we supposed to eat our foods based on the colors of the food, on the days or whatever. And then you have to learn to fast and detox. What we're trying to do is we're trying to get as close as we can to the way we live. But most humans, we don't live healthy.
No. Yeah. It's not many people I meet and see that are healthy, actually. It's like overweight, eating. People don't think before they eat. They just eat.
Well, a lot of it's intuitive. There's intuitive eating. So I heard earlier, sorry, Ren, Charles is talking about parasites. Parasites are there for a purpose. It's because we become so domestified that these parasites have to do a lot of work. It's like we humans, we're parasites on the earth. So now when people understand the cycle of the moon, and then they do their parasite cleanse based on that, you'll realize the parasites aren't there to be bad. They're there to detox because we eat so much stuff. We've become so used to refrigeration of foods. The people that understand fermenting, because they realize back in the day you would have to ferment your foods, but in the process of fermenting your foods, you're helping opposed to your body having to do all the fermenting.
Yeah, probiotics, man. I do my kimchi. I work with that things, I live out in the countryside, so that's the thing, man. It's like fermenting things is also good bacteria. It's like, whoa, you need that. So, I mean, we talk about the immune system. That's the most important thing that we have. It's a bone marrow, In there you got your immune system, and then it's up to you how much you want to build that up as a protection. Yeah, but that knowledge is the thing that we should be dealing with, because they don't want that. They want us to be on the white petroleum pills.
Not necessarily, Renegade. The thing is, the stewarding of the body, that implies that the body and you are different. So what the body needs and what I need are two different things. The body needs water and liquid. The medium is the liquid. I need air. I'm a being having a human experience. So now when people fall asleep, then they start complaining. Well, that's not their job. That's not their job. The job of taking care of you is you with nature.
Yeah, only, man.
Yeah, you go directly with nature, or you participate in, okay, I'm going to have I'm going to have refrigeration. I'm going to have microwaves. I'm going to have a car. I'm going to have air conditioning. At that point, the system, whoever or whatever, I'm going to go with the idea that maybe the gods created
it's
this.
gonna kill you slowly, man.
It'll kill the body. It won't kill me.
No, the soul is eternity, man. But the body is up to everyone to take care of.
That's right.
I can't tell what you should do with your body. It's up to you, man.
You could be the example, and I could ask questions, but I still have to test
most
it.
Definitely. I love that type of thing because.
But we harm things.
Yeah, but I'm still looking for the best alternative all the time.
But certain things have been removed. You know, those majestic trees play a major role that we've removed, or most of us that are, enjoy emotions have moved away from the waterways. You know, people have to remember your vessel, and of course the way we treat animals. Like, I'm not talking about our pets, even though that's another form of slavery. So the way we harm animals, how we harm our environment, and then we turn around and say, okay, but what about us? I said, we're all living beings in different forms. You respect one, you should respect the other. Now, people say, but I'm supposed to eat animals. Yeah, okay, I'm with you on that. But what ritual are you doing to remove the being from that form? I get you can eat the flesh. At least other people are doing spiritual cooking. Humans are doing dead carcass fucking rituals. I'm going to go to the grocery store. I'm going to eat something that's wrapped up in a bag. Okay, I'm that hypocrite, by the way, renegade. So it's not as though you're talking like I'm talking doesn't mean I'm practicing it. So when people understand. Are you a farmer? Are you a hunter? Are you participating? Do you understand what kombucha is? Because just because you understand it doesn't mean you're practicing it. You're practicing it where other people, they're not even aware of it exists. What does it do, kombucha? What does Parasite Cleanse do? For most people, they're ignorant. And the only reason why some people are becoming aware, sorry, give me a second, renegade, is because the media is feeding them. They're both telling them what's healthy and what's not healthy. But is that really their job?
Yeah, it's a business. It's all about the business.
Yes, because once you settle, then that's what you take for. Forget about governments. Most people are into settlement. What's your settlement? I'm working for a piece of paper. Okay, can you eat that piece of paper? Well, no. Can you build a boat with that piece of paper? Well, no. So how valuable is that piece of paper? Now, they might turn around and say, but I can buy other things. No. Now you got to convince a whole bunch of other people that that piece of paper is valuable. You're a believer now. I have to believe. Because I can't go to the grocery store.
Of course. I know what you mean. I'm not so hard on that one. I'm like, but I rather know than believe.
That's right. Because at least you can apply discernment to a knowledge. You can't apply discernment, wisdom, and understanding, the tree of life, to people's ignorant. I get the tree of knowledge. But for most people, they're not really they're not interested in that, which I'm okay with, because I realize they would either get all upset about it. Oh, they've been lying to us. No. They've never lied to you. You've been lying to yourself the whole time.
I feel you, man. I feel you.
Now,
most definitely.
You can do something about it. You can say, listen, I'm going to be okay where I live, or I'm going to leave. But what some people do is, no, I don't want to leave, but I want them to change.
No.
You want them to change. Okay, so let's see that.
No way, man. That's too much for me.
Of course, because a lot of people will realize, okay, but you want me to change. Okay, yeah, but what about all the people that I feed?
Yeah, but why should I tell someone if I don't even self would like to someone tell me how I should be? I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
You got it, Renegade. You're being polite when you say get the fuck out of here.
So, I mean, I got my shit, I got my soul, and I got my avatar that I'm traveling around with, and it's like, okay, cool. Yeah. So,
I've said
guys, I never met you before. Max, I've talked to sometimes before, but you're a new guy for me, man. Peace, man. Nice to link up with you today, man. Cool.
No problem. I get on. I'm okay with playing the fool. I brought in my milk cart. I'm talking out loud, and people will say, "Well, Dom, you're acting like an idiot." I said, "What about you?"
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I love dynamics and when you can be the one you are. Actually, it's like impossible to be something else. We are that one we are, for sure. So yeah, guys, I have to ramp it up. Say goodbye for a while, and if you see Chuck, give him a hug from me. I miss him, but he's not on the live now. So, but yo, Chuck, if you're listening to this again, love you, man. Take good care, everyone. So,
thanks, Renegade.
Yeah,
Same with you, Max. Chuck was being very polite with us because he wanted to shut down at 3, but you came up.
Chuck and I has been around for. Chuck and I has been around for I think 3-4 years or something. For a couple of years ago we were plenty on it, and we got private contact on Telegram. So we keep up, guys, and yeah, nice one. You can go over to my channel and listening to all the ambient music that I'm doing there. And
oh, nice.
There, so
in the chat.
You find my channel as Renegade One, and you will find it. You see the logo, and it's easy to find. So cool, guys. Take good care. Catch you guys later, man. Yeah.
Same with you, Max. I think I'm going to be off now because I'm a believer and I'm also liberated now. What's next on the agenda?
I don't know. You have to go find out. Use your faith and your imagination.
Too soon. I think I'm going to stick with this being a believer and liberated.
Okay.
I'm going to chant that. I'm going to make it as a mantra. I'm going to embody it, and then I can add some more lies after.
Right on.
Max, have a beautiful day. Okay, boss.
You too. I'm going to take
Thanks, Charles.
Yeah. Thanks, Charles. Have a good day. Good day, chat.